Nice.
That's silly.
That's what Daniel always does, man. Craven's always.
I know. I laugh every time. I laugh every time.
I wish I had that kind of little button to use.
I know, right?
I'll do our sound effects. I'll be our soundboard.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty damn sure we're live. Oops.
Yeah, we definitely are.
Oh my god, how unprofessional of us. What's up, guys? It's me, the PlayStation Brawl, and welcome to the PlayStation BRAHCast, Episode 5, 43 gigabyte loot crates. So, yeah, come on, where's my sound effects at?
No, I was delayed. It was like,
come on. Welcome to Episode 5, 43 gigabyte loot crates.
I know, dude.
He's still late. He's still late.
Way off.
There's no delay in this
ping.
show.
It's the
Okay,
ping.
there's no. What?
It's the ping. The ping.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, guys, it's me, the Bra, and let's have the panel introduce themselves because we have a pretty cool special guest tonight. So, guys, take it away.
Hey, everybody. It's your boy, J-Dub, a.k.a. Kratos, the god of PlayStation. And I am in the house once again with my man, PlayStation Bra. What is up, folks? Again, we got Craven God, as usual, Mr. Sound Effects himself.
Nice.
And obviously we have the special guest, so go ahead and take it away, Craven.
Hey, what's up, guys? Craven God. I don't have any cool intros. Jay's all up on it, but just really excited about today's show. Like, I'm really excited about our special guest.
Dude, you gotta say it loud.
Yeah.
Who are you?
It's too low.
Yeah, I got nothing for you guys. I have no cool intro, nor do I have cool sound effects to go with that. But I am excited to be doing this. The Bra's a good guy, so I'm glad I could help him out with this. So
who are you? I mean, what's your name, like?
I am on Twitter, bmurphy28. My name is Brandon. You can, yeah, there you go. You can find me on Twitter. I've got a couple podcasts I do. I'm all over the place lately, but I am lucky enough to work for PlayStation, so I think that's why. I think I might be the only reason these guys like me, but that's cool. I'll take it.
Shit!
So, but you know,
we love those brown eyes.
Sony's in the house.
But I'm excited. I'm excited to do this. So, what do we got today?
So, what are your two podcasts? You said you have. I heard rumors you might do a third one.
I don't know. That one's up in the air. But I do a podcast called Digital Hoarders with everybody's favorite Xbot Doc Cupcake. And my buddy Alden, he's a.bear on Twitter. It's a real fun one. We're coming up on our 8th episode. We have Meredith Molinari as our guest tomorrow night.
She's got legs.
If you guys are familiar with her, clearly, she's PlayStation's host for all E3, PSX, everything we do. So she's awesome, good friend of mine. And then Alden and I have a podcast called #DadPod, which is an amazing name. That we're coming up on episode 2. So they're fun times. You guys should check them out whenever you get a sec after you're done listening to this awesome podcast.
Yes.
You'll have to have us on sometime. We're all dads too, you know.
Yeah,
that's that. All right, let's do it.
It's like the D-Force.
Damn straight.
I think Craven has like 6 kids or something.
I got 4. Well, 5,
8.
counting my girlfriends. Dude, we got full house.
Sorry,
Damn.
Brandon. He has you beat, dude.
He did. I got 3 with almost the 4th one here soon. So.
Oh, congratulations, dude. I'm proud.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
We're gonna start working on that next year. So
more low bras.
yeah. Who knew? Dad, why are you such a noob at Fortnite? I don't know. I'm sorry. But anyway, sorry, man. Brandon.
Yes.
That you work for PlayStation, right?
Yes. That's what they
How
said.
did you get such an awesome job?
It's really not a very exhilarating story. I used to be a GameStop store manager, and my store was always super dead. One of the district managers for PlayStation came in to check out the store, see how we were doing. I just got to talking to him, and through that, poof, he offered me a job. It's really, when they say it's all in who you know and who you meet, they're not wrong. I got lucky, and I'm blessed to be here. So
nice.
And you've done some pretty crazy stuff with them, like the Make-A-Wish Foundation. You've done what, 2 or 3 of those now?
I've done quite a few. It's one of the things I really like doing with them. I am part of a Make-A-Wish task force with PlayStation, and so we are always trying to spearhead different things that we can do. Doing something in the I live in Virginia, so I'm doing something in this area with the Redskins also that we're about to announce. So I'm always looking to help anything I can. Anybody who needs it, I'm glad to help. So
that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, because I remember you were like, "Hey man, I'm helping these kids," and then recently you gave someone a PS4 as a Make-A-Wish, wasn't it? Recently.
We did a big Make-A-Wish charity bowling event at headquarters in San Mateo, where we raised an asinine amount of money for Make-A-Wish San Francisco Bay Area. So that was awesome. I do a lot of different things in Virginia. The thing that we're doing with the Redskins is going to be me, Chris Thompson, Rob Kelly, and we're going to try to find underprivileged families in the area. Have them prove to us that they're doing good in school, and then present them with whatever we can get them. So I'm excited to start that up. So
wait, Rob Kelly, the start running back for the Redskins?
My good buddy, which still blows my mind to say that. Chris Thompson was also, hey, I'll keep plugging Digital Hoarders. He was also a guest on that show. So if you're a Redskins fan or just a football fan, check out his episode because it's pretty awesome. He's a great guy.
Nice.
It's pretty cool that you're friends with like a legit professional football player that's pretty damn good.
It's pretty cool. He's my Fortnite buddy. He and I stay up till like 3 a.m. every night playing Fortnite. So it's good times.
It's nothing. It's just Chris Thompson, you know.
I think I saw where he tweeted you one time. He asked you a question about a game. He seemed all excited.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then everybody tweeted on there like, "Whoa, you know him?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an avid gamer. Like when he goes to training camp, he's got his PS4 with him. They just had their bye week, so instead of traveling home to Florida to see his family, he just stayed at home and played Fortnite. So he's a hardcore gamer. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's really cool, man. I couldn't believe it. You're like, yeah, I went to this PSVR event for the Redskins, and I met some players. I hung out with the quarterback, and you know, it was nothing.
That was awesome time. The funny thing is, if anybody's a football fan out there, next to Chris Thompson, the absolute nicest guy I think I've ever met was Josh Norman. And I know his on the field persona is he's kind of a dick. Hands down, the big nicest. Couldn't be more of a gentleman to me and to my wife and to everybody around us. He's a really nice guy. So
nice.
He's like their highest paid player besides who's your quarterback again? I forgot his name.
Cousins.
Oh yeah, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
He's making all kinds of money. So
yeah, unfortunately. But no, man, what are some of like the benefits of your job? You know, what's some of the cool things you think you get to do that we might think that, you know, hey, I can't believe Brendan does this, and you're just like, oh, it's nothing, man.
I mean, my daily, 9 to 5 is, lots of sales and marketing talk and spreadsheets and all that fun stuff. But I get to go to vendor shows, and it was always on my bucket list to go to E3. And I've been to 5 in a row, so that's pretty awesome.
Nice.
So go to PAX, go to PSX, GameStop Expo, all that stuff. I love it. This PSX will be the first PSX I miss because it falls on my wife and I's 10-year anniversary, and our son is due. So I really don't think I should be flying across country. So yeah, I think my wife might murder me. So
PSX is awesome, man.
PSX is amazing.
It's probably the show I look forward to the most outside of, more than E3.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely my favorite because it's just PlayStation fans, and it's. I met Bra there last year, and it's just everybody's nice. Like everybody likes the same thing, so there's no petty animosity towards anything. Everybody's there to experience and have fun with the same thing, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
dude, you were awesome, man. You showed me around. You got me in behind the scenes. I met you. I met Sean Layden. I mean, you gave me the hookup.
I'm glad I could help.
Well, you know what? I hate we're gonna miss you this year because this year is gonna be my first time at PlayStation Experience, and I'm dragging my wife along, so
you'll have fun, man.
Yeah. I guess this year she decided to not see me sit at home on the couch crying and sneezing and screaming and stuff like that. So this year I get to do all that stuff with you guys. So
you're gonna love it, man. You're gonna love it. And just shoot me a text, and I'll tell you who to look out for, and so they can take care of you there. So
nice. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Hold on, guys. My friend, he's being needy. I need to do a shout out to the Nerdy Effect. What's up, dude? Welcome to the show. I'm glad you can join us. Thank you, Daniel. Wow. I went to E3 back in 2010. I mean, it was amazing, but it was so overwhelming. There was so much to see and there's so much to do, and I'm just like, what do I do first? What do I do second? I don't know what to do. And I'm running here, running there, and go to PSX. You're like, oh, okay, I can see that booth over there. It's it's the Farpoint booth with the gigantic spider creature. Look over there. It's Resident Evil 7 mansion. It's big, but it's not too big that you're just like overwhelmed with options. You're like, oh, I can play this later. I can do this one, and it just seemed really cool and laid back and very welcoming. The developers are like, please come play our games.
Yeah, you don't have the crazy long lines that you have at E3. Everything is you get lots of free swag. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the cards, I love collecting the cards. That was one of the coolest parts of the show.
Yeah. Well, thank you. No, I think the cards is a really smart idea when they rolled that out. I think it's brilliant. It's damn near impossible to get all of them, but if you can, that's really good. So,
well, that's another reason why I'm so excited to go to PSX this year. Again, because it's not E3, you don't have, again, it's not too crowded. It's more personalized, and again, it's Sony themes, Sony games, and you just get to go and, I mean, obviously have the chance of seeing Sean Layden and Shuhei and the rest of the guys that that be walking around. I mean, those guys seem very approachable from all the YouTubers and Twitter followers that I communicate with. Those guys tell me, man, these guys are just down to earth and stuff, and they'll be in the booth playing some games and stuff like that. It's just, I thought that was pretty cool. So,
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
When we met Sean Layden, he was just standing out there, just kind of talking to people about Wipeout.
Yeah,
and he was just like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Look, they are very just walking around and just, "Hey, what's going on? Thanks for coming."
He seems like really shy, like Sean Layden. Like, so, like, it's amazing. Like, he gets up on stage. Like, he seems more comfortable now since he took over. Like,
he got his swag. Yeah, he definitely has his swag now that they don't have to prove anything anymore. It's like, he walks on stage with that strut. He has that little limp walk.
Yeah, he's what's funny is if you ever sit down to talk to him, he'll tell you how embarrassing his first time out there is. He'll make fun of his hand signals that he did. He'll make fun of himself. Like he understands everything, and he sees what people say about him and stuff like that. He's incredibly personable. It blows my mind that I've been with PlayStation for 5 years, and I was there for Jack Tretton at first, and then I've been with Sean Layden since. So I've met Sean at a couple different events and at our conference every year, and every single time, without fail, he comes up to me, remembers my name, remembers my kids, remembers the stuff I did for Make-A-Wish, and that just blows my mind because this is a guy who sits in meetings with hundreds of people on a daily basis. So he's an amazing boss. He's
really cool.
So.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed like if he shares stuff on Twitter, it's mainly like charities and stuff. Like, and I think that's so cool just seeing how involved he is, I guess, with just helping out like with these charities and stuff like that. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's a big part of us is just giving back to the community and PlayStation as a whole. They love it. So, and I love being a part of that.
Yeah. One thing, I can say is I love that, the PlayStation guys, they're not on Twitter all day, every day. They're not, they're busy being executives, doing what they do, and that's bringing us games, bringing us consoles, bringing us fresh content, and we see that. And so I'm glad that they are not. Every now and then I'll see, Shuhei. I'll see him tweet something out or take a picture of himself playing a game or something like that. And it's cool that he does that, but I'm glad he don't spend 90% of his time, fooling around on social media and just doing stuff. The guys just go and deliver. And I think that's the number one thing that they can do and that an executive should do. And then, then you got stuff like Gamescom and E3 and PSX. That's for them to interact with the fans and spend a lot of that time doing that. But other than that, they are, they have a job to do and they're delivering. And that, I just think that's a standout in this industry. Now, Nintendo does that as well. You don't see, some of the executives at Nintendo doing that. But, obviously there's a certain group that you see 95% of the time on social media, not delivering content, not getting deals done, not taking care of the base. And I think that shows the difference between, all the three companies.
Yeah. I mean, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's I like the interaction because I feel like when they do interact, it kind of sits more, I guess, like because the interaction is always like positive, and they don't ever get in between like this fanboyish stuff, and they don't even respond to it, which I think is funny. But like I like how whenever they do post something, it's related to PlayStation, nothing else. You know what I'm saying? True. I like that.
Yeah. Hey, Shuhei responded to me one time when I first started.
Oh, nice.
I said, Shuhei, do you even PlayStation, bro? And he was like, yeah, man, I platinumed this one game twice.
One thing about it, they do.
Like, oh my God, I'm forgive me, please. Why did I question you? He's like, you are forgiven, bro. I was like, oh my God.
The coolest thing I seen was Yoshida. I saw he beat Bloodborne. I thought that was the coolest crap ever. Like someone was filming him beating Bloodborne.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't done that.
I mean, the guy plays games and he's good enough. It's not like, I mean, you go to some of these events and guys act like they don't know what the button is on a controller. I mean, we've seen videos. We've all here seen videos of guys playing games, and it's like, dude, you act like you've never picked up a controller in your life. But to see some of these executives play the games and they're really good, I mean, really, really good, then I think that's pretty cool.
I don't know if Shuhei finds time, man.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm sure he's constantly traveling around the world trying new games and first-person studio titles. It's probably an exhausting job, but he seems to love it. So,
yeah.
Remember before VR came out, it showed him on a plane playing something with the VR headset on.
Yeah.
But he was playing like just a PS4 game, but he was using the screen in the VR. And I was like, that is so cool. I think he was playing Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Honestly. But I don't know. Like, he's like that cool uncle that's always, that's still hip.
Definitely.
What's up, dog? What's up, Unc?
Definitely. So, Brah, question. What are some topics you wanted to talk about tonight regarding any of the new news or new games that have come out recently?
I know a certain J-Dub wanted to talk about Gran Turismo 4.
Oh, shit.
And then Craven God wanted to talk about loot crates.
Love them. I love them. I love them.
What about you, Brandon? What did you want to talk about? Besides yourself, you needy bastard.
Hey! I didn't want to do that to begin with.
I know, dude. Brandon's such a humble guy. It's funny putting him on the spotlight. He's like, do stuff.
Trust me, we got plenty of questions for him.
All right, that works for me then. All right.
We definitely got plenty of questions for you.
Sounds good.
Kratos, I hear you rubbing your hands over there, so drop your Gran Turismo sports take.
All right.
I know you're in your car right now, so
there you go. Okay, so all you guys know, I am the god of PlayStation, but also the god of simulation racing. And obviously I play all the racing sims from iRacing, Assetto Corsa, Project Cars 1 and 2, and obviously Gran Turismo. I have 3 racing rigs, 1 GT, 1 Formula 1, and 1 World Rally Championship Racing. You guys probably see me on Twitter posting my wheels, the different, Fanatic Club Sport pedals and wheels and the Thrustmaster stuff. So you've already seen all my swag and stuff that I have. And I have been waiting literally for 5 years for a Gran Turismo game on the PlayStation 4. Unfortunately, they released Gran Turismo 6 right around the time that they were announcing the PS4. So, obviously, the hype died down for that because I assumed that they were just going to port that over to the PS4. So I waited, and been disappointed, but finally my time is here. And guys, when I downloaded that demo, mind you,
how long did it take you
to download it?
43 gigabytes. I know it's a full game trial. So.
Well, see, I downloaded remotely. Oh. So I was at work. I downloaded remotely. By the time I came home, I had to deal with the family and everything like that. Woke up the next morning, right before work, jumped in. I tested it out. I did a little stream just to see how it controlled and just to show people, hey, I have it. I'm gonna, when I get off, I'm gonna play it and give you guys my take and stuff like that. But the first thing that grabs you is the graphics. I mean, that's the first thing you see, and from start, you know what kind of quality you're getting. If you played any Gran Turismo, you know that Polyphony Digital, they don't play. They don't just throw something out year after year after year. They do to take their time. Sometimes it's too long. Hint, hint. But at the end of the day, there's no regrets. There's no regrets. And I enjoy and I'm happy what they're doing with this franchise now. They could have just gave you 1,200 cars like they did the last game and the game before that. Jeez. And then just left that at that. But they decide, guess what? This is a new generation. This is a new direction. We have to come up with the times. Okay. They said, we're going to partner with the racing sanctions governing body with FIA. So that allows you to get your real world racing license within this video game. So you can take that license and go to any FIA sanctioned track and race legitimately with the pros. And I think that is something that has never been done ever before in history. Being able to race inside of your house and get your racing license. You can't even do that with your regular driver's license, let alone a racing license.
Hey, be honest. You gonna try to do it?
Of course. Of course.
Hey man, remember us when you're famous, okay?
I will, brother. I will. So I mean, I just think that's never been done before. And that shows you it's not a game, it's a simulator. And, a lot of people know from GT5 and GT6, they have what you call a GT Academy, where they take some of the top racers in these tournaments that they have, they put them in a real car and on the track. And a lot of these guys have went on to win tournaments, win races, and they are professional race car drivers. I mean, that is going from video game to real life. I mean, come on, who would want that? That is second to none. And that's what the other simulations they just don't have. I think Sony just have that pull, and they have the talent and the development to do that. But back to this demo, graphics, beautiful graphics. Solid 60 frames per second. Obviously, it's in 4K. The lighting on it, if you have an HDR TV, I mean, it's just gonna bring out everything. I can't say enough about this game so far that right now I've spent probably around 5 hours with it. I haven't, this weekend I'm going to put it through its paces and I'm going to put in a lot of hours. I think I'm level 10 right now. I got some cash. I'm going to save it. I'm not going to spend it right now, but when the real game comes out, you know, that'll be able to carry over. But the first thing is the graphics, and one thing about it is the sound is much improved. They get a solid star, a A-star rating from me on that. I'm glad they poached some of the Turn 10 guys over at Forza from the sound development department. I'm glad they got some of those guys. They got some of those guys from the Drive Club studio, Evolution Studios, I believe that's the name of the company that did Drive Club. So they poached some of those guys, and they really improved the sound. So yes, the cars do not sound like vacuum cleaners anymore, unless it's a Nissan GTR, which that car sounds like that in real life. For all of you guys that don't know, I have that car in real life, so I know, you know, what it sounds like. But again, I can't wait for this game to come out. It is, you know, the handling of it is really good, but I'm going to tell you guys, if you do not have a racing wheel, you are going to get destroyed playing online against people. You're going to get destroyed against me. Do not come against me racing on the controller. Now, it's good. You can race on the controller. You can be competitive, but it's just nothing like being there. I can't wait to race in VR. Obviously, that's another mode that I'm going to try with my PlayStation VR. I do play Project Cars 1 and 2 and Assetto Corsa with my Oculus Rift on the PC, and you just can't go back. It's just impossible to go back once you go VR and get that same experience. But I'm happy it's finally here. I can stop whining. I can stop, you know, texting and shooting tweets to Shuhei, asking him, hey, what's the deal? Why didn't I get in the beta? Come on, give it to me.
Over there begging, please,
Yeah.
Shuhei.
Crying, asking all my friends, give me your beta code, please.
What all have you played in the beta so far?
Arcade mode, I did a couple of races online. Mm-hmm. I have been messing around with the photo mode. I think it's called Scapes.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's beautiful how they take the in-game cards and stick them in real environments, and it interacts with the light. It's literally photorealistic. And that,
I thought it was real. Like,
exactly.
Posting them, I was like, I had to really look at them.
And even when you're racing, what I'd like to do, I like to go into the options, turn off all the heads-up display stuff, so it's like this is what it is. This is what you get. You don't have the little meter. You don't have anything that tells you this is a video game. You know, I do that on all the things, and the game looks just phenomenal. Now, keep in mind, I do have Forza 7 on the PC. I do play it in 4K, 60 frames, yada, yada, yada. GT Sport is a whole different ball game, guys. I know you like the resolution. I know that you know is a lot of guys' things, but resolution is not anything. You have to have quality. You have to have the lighting. You have to have it, again, not like a video game, but it's photorealistic. You can't tell the difference from a real car that you're looking at than what's in the actual game, and that's a difference. You know, I'm sorry, but there's no rewind buttons in GT Sport, so a lot of you casuals are probably not going to like it. But again, it's tailored towards the hardcore guys, I believe. Some of the casuals, they can enjoy it as well. But I am all for the esports and the competition part of it.
Because what's with the campaign this game around? There's no career mode, right?
There is, but there isn't. It's different. Okay, so other, you know, GT games, you get your licenses. And
got that shitty car. Then
you start racing all these different tournaments and stuff like that, earn cash, and you buy you buy cars. And that's basically the premise of the game, is to just unlock all the cars and get all the trophies. Well, this time it's basically, this game is to try to teach you how to drive and how you can get faster lap times. And basically the mode is prepping you for the online portion where you can compete online. You know the tracks, you know the apexes, you know your breaking points and stuff like that. And I like it. I think that's perfect. You know, if I was a rookie, I never been into simulation racers and I suck. I'm used to, you know, like the Forza Horizons and the Need for Speeds and stuff like that. Now this here can teach me how to, you know, finesse and move around in a real car, how to brake, how to, you know, do all this stuff that most people don't care about. I think it's good. A lot of people may not like it. They may say, "Hey, I'm going to wait to a full-fledged GT7 or something like that." And we just don't know what they're going to have in the future. I believe I didn't hear this, but I saw an article that said that Kaz said that at the end we should have around 400 to 500 cars in GT Sport after they finish with all the DLC and everything else. So this game having 177 cars starting off is not a bad deal to me. I'll look at Forza 5 when it first came on the Xbox. Because that was the first game of the franchise. The previous game had like 900 cars, close to 1,000 cars. And when they brought it to the new console, they started from scratch and they only had 200 cars. So that's close enough. And we know we're going to get the DLC and added cars and the added tracks. So it's fine. It's fine with me. It's not everybody else's cup of tea, but I'm excited.
Because they're kind of visualizing it as a service, right? Just kind of adding cars every few months, adding new courses, and just like Project Cars, just like Assetto Corsa, and just like the other things. The only thing is, most people they want to win something like right now. They don't have time to grind and learn the tracks and jump online and be competitive. And this game is tailored towards the esports crowd. As you guys,
do they have a Gran Turismo licensed steering wheel?
They do, sir, and mine is on the way. It is the Thrustmaster TGT racing wheel. And yes.
How much does one of those run?
That specific one costs $800.
Oh my God! Wait! You just bought a small Volvo.
Yeah, but look, don't let that discourage you guys. Thrustmaster has the T300 RS. I have that one as well, and that costs you can get it for like $250, $300. If that's a little bit too expensive, you can get the Thrustmaster T150 RS, and that's $150. So I mean, start off with that and then work your way up. I also have the Fanatic Club Sport, and that setup there is about $400 for the base. Each rim is about $400, and then the Club Sport pedals is about $400. So you get about maybe $1,500. You can get a full setup, but then you're still going to have to get the racing seat. And each one of those, it depends on what you're going to do. I have one that costs like $400. I have one that costs like $1,200, and one like $3,500. It just depends on what you want. If you want all the force feedback and the actuators, and I mean, if that's the hardcore stuff. You guys don't need that. But again, I'm just trying to show you can start off low and work your way up.
I want it, Jay. I know I don't need it, but I want it.
Oh, I couldn't help it, man.
Dude, I played GT Sport, that demo, and I wasn't even excited about it. I was just gonna play because I played the Forza 7. I'm not big into sim racers.
Yeah,
and I liked the way it felt. It felt good, and it had a pretty good sense of speed. I felt like, and then when I played the GT Sport, I was just blown away, man. I literally went up a hill on the game and couldn't see the curve because the sunlight was in my eyes.
Yes, it makes you squint. It made you squint because of the Dude, this game is so freaking beautiful.
I was like, "Is this?" I'm driving in real life. I'm running off the road.
Yeah,
and almost killing myself.
That happened to me when I was playing the VR mode at PSX. I drove across over a hill in the sun. I was like, "Oh God!"
Dude, I've never had that experience in a game, man. It was surreal. I was like, "I'm gonna buy this game." I want a steering wheel. That's the reason I legit want one, because when I was playing with the sticks, I was telling you, I felt like I couldn't get the stick to go over far enough. I needed to turn. I was going too fast.
Well, I'll tell you what. Tell you what. Breaking news. You heard it here first on the BRAH, on the BRAH's podcast. I'm going to work with him, and we're going to do a racing wheel giveaway.
Oh hell! This is breaking news. No one
breaking news, guys. So and we'll tweet it out on Twitter.
Awesome, dude.
And we'll let you know when to check out on that. But one of you lucky guys can get a racing wheel from PlayStation BRAH and from Kratos, the god of PlayStation.
Is Craven God eligible?
He is eligible. He is.
Okay,
He's gonna have to tune in like everyone else.
Tune in, like I'm gonna leave it to the lucky fans for the chances.
Oh,
Hey, he's gonna come. He's gonna come in with his separate account in the chat.
guys, it's not me. I swear.
Hey, we're gonna see some guy. We're gonna see some guy in the chat section named Raven God.
Oh, hello, guys. My name is
God Craven. We're gonna see some God Craven guy. In the chat.
Hello, fellas. I heard there's a steering wheel available.
We're gonna hit that.
And they'll be like, Nerfy Brandon jumps in. Hey, guys.
Exactly. No, I think that'll be awesome to share that. Again, I'm a racing nut. I'm a racing.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
You have a bunch of sports cars, don't you? Like a couple of them, or
I do.
What got you so into racing? Like, what was it? That moment that kind of.
Well, see, my dad, man.
Women. Okay, your dad. Okay, cool.
Yeah, growing up, he had motorcycles and sports cars and trucks and stuff like that, and so it was just naturally that I picked up on it. And even now, man, my little kids, they're all on it. They can name. I mean, I was that kid that any car passed by, I can tell you the year, the make and model of that car, and I'm still like that to the. And now, my sons, my little boys, they're like that. 7 years old and 4 years old, they can tell you, hey, this is what size engine in this car, and
damn, dude.
We go to car shows. We go to different racing events and stuff like that. This year, I went to Ducati weekend at the Circuit of the Americas track in Austin, Texas. I'm in Houston. And so we got to get on the Ducati circle, but you can only get that if you have a Ducati. And so I loaded up Ducati on my truck and we went out there, and man, we were right there with all the Ducati girls and stuff. And we got to park like right there in the middle of the track, and they let us take a couple of laps around the track and stuff like that on our bikes. So
wait a minute. Wait a second, Jay.
Craven's like, what?
Did you just say you could only get on there with a Ducati? So I loaded my Ducati up. And
that's it, man.
Baller. Baller.
That's it, man. That's a perk. That's a perk. It was Ducati weekend, and
dude, that's cool. Hey, man, that's cool. That's really cool. Like, it was just funny. I wasn't expecting that. You're like, yeah, you could only get on it. I thought it was gonna be they had Ducatis there that you could ride, and you're like, so I loaded mine up. And just
what?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, again, I was able to attend, so it was, it was awesome. Me and a couple of buddies,
that's awesome.
We went out and stuff like that. Got a bunch of pictures. Got some footage. I may post some footage on YouTube. I put the GoPros and stuff on it, and you'll be able to see the tracks and stuff. And I mean, it's just one of those, those like once in a lifetime experiences that you'll be able to take and enjoy.
That's awesome. I always liked motorcycles, and always wanted to ride them. But the last time I rode one, I fell off.
Oh,
so I was like, this isn't for me. It was an off-road one. My friend's like riding the 4-wheeler. He felt safe. He's like, hey, you want to try a bike? I was like, dude, I can ride a bicycle. Yeah. Like, what is this? It pedals for me, right? Yeah. No, I hit a root, just fell off. I said, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I drive a Camry, so
Well, luckily, Mrs. Kratos, she allows me to have my toys and stuff, and she doesn't bug me much about different stuff. So, that's always a great thing, man. It's like, I know my limits, but at the same time, she gives me that that leeway to let me have my toys and stuff. So. Yeah, so I did, cars and stuff like that. It's very personal to me. I'm able to ride a lot of the cars and stuff like that. I had a great experience with Dan Greenewalt, the head producer of Forza, and this is when Forza 6 came out. When they announced that the Mustang, the Shelby GT350R was going to be one of the lead cars on that game. Mm-hmm. I was freaking out, man, because I had pre-ordered that car, like in real life. I had my order on it, and I got chosen on the list from a Ford dealership here in Houston. So I was waiting for my car was coming in, and I just couldn't wait. So I kept tweeting him asking him all these questions. Hey, you guys got to get the sound right. You got to get this right. Is it going to be? He was like, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Well, they released the game and the sound was horrible. And what happened is they uploaded some of the wrong assets for different cars. So it had like a Honda Civic sound on the, on the Chevy GT350R. And I was so pissed. And I reamed him a new one. And he was like, yeah, I'm sorry. We're going to fix that. There's going to be a patch coming in a couple of weeks. So I did not touch that game until they fixed it. And when they fixed it, then I was like, oh yeah, this is sweet. This is what it is. And I offered for them to take my car and record the sounds or do whatever they have to. But he told me he ordered a car and he was waiting for his to come in. So it was just cool. We kind of had that connection back and forth. That guy, much respect to him. He's a car nut as well. And he has a black one. I saw some pictures and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool, man, to, talk to some of these developers about their product. And some of these guys are really gearheads as well.
I always wondered because, we talked about your cars in the past and, you love all these different racing games. And I was just curious what got you going, become a gearhead. So that's kind of cool. Your dad.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I had a question. Rewind real quick. So it's something that I don't understand is the criticism about 170 cars. And you were saying, more DLC. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can only fucking race one at a time. Like, I really don't know.
Facts.
Like, I don't understand why, and I see people, and I get it, like, it's nice to have that option, but if there's 1,000 cars, what the hell? Nobody's racing all 1,000 because then you're not experiencing the game you're supposed to. So, like, when I see the side-by-side slides for GT and Forza and whatever, that is one I don't understand. Now, you put time into this game. Does that make that? I mean, how many different cars are you really racing, or do you stick to one that you're really good with?
No, you're right. And so here's the thing about it. Okay, this is the difference between the previous GTs and the games like the Forzas. Okay, just because GT5 and GT6 had freaking 1,200 cars does not mean that there's 1,200 different cars. Do you know how many versions of the Honda and the Acura NSX that was in Gran Turismo? That was like freaking 150 versions of those. You know how many versions of the Nissan Skyline was in those cars? That was like 80 of the same kind of car. It's just a different name, a different. It's the exact same thing, same horsepower, everything. It's just they have different body kits or different tunings of it and stuff like that. And only the gearheads know the difference between this kind of JDM engine and that kind of JDM engine. It's so guess what? 600 of those cars were filler cars anyway. Yeah, you could take those 600 and throw them away, and I could care less. Give me one of each of those cars, and I'll be okay. And guess what? You only have so many car manufacturers. You only have so many models. That's it. Here's another thing to add on to what you said. This is the thing about Forza. They release it every year. Oh, the motorsports every other year. But, okay, how many versions of a car do they how many revisions of a car do they release? Even in real life, if you buy a 2017 Toyota Camry, the body style is going to stay the same for freaking 7 years. They're not going to change anything on it. So do you really have to buy, does it really make sense to have the same game year after year after year and there's nothing new?
I agree.
You can just add DLC, which add tracks and more cars, and then call it a day. Because I'm going to tell you, I bought Forza 5, I bought Forza 6, and I bought Forza 7. It's the same damn game. Obviously, with 6, you had the 3D water puddles, which is a that's that's not exciting to me. That's who cares? It's a novel product. And then you have 7 that has a little bit more, and the rain and stuff like that. But it's still, who cares? At the end of the day, 90%, 99% of the motorsport is a dry racing event, and you have certain cars that you race on the track and none of the other cars. So that's why I like the GT3 and the GT4 racing, because those are actual racing cars that you race in real life, not your mom's Toyota Corolla.
Makes sense. Okay. All right.
Damn, man. See, you're I don't know what to say. Kratos just went off about Gran Turismo Sport.
Passionate.
I'm enjoying it. I'm passionate about racing, and I enjoy the Forzas. I buy every one. I have the Forza, the Fanatic, Xbox One, racing wheel to play on my Fanatic Club Sport base. Specifically for the Xbox, for Forza. So that's what I race with. The thing about it is that game is tailored for a controller. It's made for the controller, not for a steering wheel. So it doesn't have a lot of the effects. The controls on it is just like I stopped playing it with my racing rig, and I just pick up my controller and then have fun that way. It's just better. It was the design that way. And I've had plenty of conversations with Turn 10 on this. Guys, please have more steering wheel support. Please have proper feedback. Please have a bunch of customization for that, because I'm a diehard racing fan, and this is the stuff I want. I don't care about rewind buttons, and I know you're selling it to the casuals, but at the same time, you're marketing in the same lane as the racing sim. So you can't say, yeah, this is a sim, and it's not a sim. It's a simcade. It's an arcade game with simulation aspects.
I'm about to ask you. I've only played Forza a handful of times. I walk up to a demo kiosk. I'm like, hey, it's Forza 5 or Forza 6. And I give it a shot. I'm like, hey, that's really cool. And then I'm like, there's a rewind button. Okay, that's a little different.
Yeah.
So it's definitely more than, it's more simulation than arcade, but at the same time, it's not going for the same fans that the Gran Turismo series is aiming for, right?
Yeah.
It's more of a, like you said, it's more casual, right?
Exactly.
But GT is so big, it goes to casuals and hardcore. I mean, how many copies of 3 sell? Like 13 million or something?
Oh yeah, every single copy of Gran Turismo, I think the minimum sold was like 6.
Yeah, that was
6 million, and that was a 6, and that was only because they released the game at the end of a generation after they had already announced the 4. So you can expect that one to be low.
It's PlayStation's best-selling franchise of all time, too. So.
It is. I mean, I think these guys are like 80. No, I think they're close to. I think it's like 80 something. 80.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 80. Yeah, close to 80 million copies, and that's without GT Sport. So this game is guaranteed to do a minimum of at least 5 to 6 million. I think it's going to do more because of the whole esports thing. People don't realize. Look at games like Overwatch. Look at PUBG. Look at all these esport games. That's big stuff these days.
right.
I mean, people sink a lot of money into that, and I'm glad that they don't have they don't have all these crazy microtransactions and all this stuff that's going. I think Forza got reamed out for that. And you know what? That may bring us into another segue with Craven God, the loot crates.
Loot crates, man.
Oh God!
Jeez.
Controversy alert! Whoa, 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 whoa!
Dude, I literally had somebody on Twitter tell me that loot crates are bad because they're a form of gambling and they need to be stopped. And I was like, bro, you need self-control. Like, man, if video games are impacting you that much, like these loot crates, and he's like, well, I mean, some people, they just can't control themselves. I was like, do you just throw your genitals at every woman that you see? Like, you have to have self-control. Like, geez, but what do you guys think about loot crates? Like, I like them, man. I enjoy them as long as I don't need a loot crate to, progress to a game. Like, I'm fine with it. Like they did loot crates perfect. Like Uncharted 4 multiplayer.
Yeah.
And if they added stuff like that in a single player, I don't know what they would do. But I mean, to me, like, it's just kind of fun. It's like it kind of reminds me of playing like remember like back in the day you played the crane game, trying to get the stuffed animals. It's all a game of chance. Like, and you always want to get that epic thing or legendary. But I feel like some games burn it up. Like Overwatch is one. To where you'll just get constant duplicates.
Yes, that's lame.
Over and over again. Gears of War 4, horrible with that. Like, just constant dupes. But like Uncharted 4, like I was saying, you never get dupes. Yeah. Like every time you open something, you get something brand new. But what do you guys think? Like, if they started implementing them, like people were complaining about Forza 7 having loot crates.
Yeah, there was a ton of people complaining about that.
Yeah, and then people started getting upset about Shadow of War having loot crates. And somebody was even saying that it required, like, you needed one to get the actual real ending.
What?
And I was like, ain't no way.
That's messed up.
Well, Dan Stapleton from IGN, he did a review, and when people started responding, like his review, somebody said you can't get this epic orc on your team unless you get them from a loot crate. You can't find them anywhere on the map. And then he's like, hey, that's not true. Like, I found them plenty. You just have to look. And so they cause this speculation and start these false fires and stuff like that over stuff that is not even true. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But what do you guys think?
You know what? I don't mind them as long as, like, for example, I play Overwatch. I don't mind it if, let's say I take a day off and I come back and I have some loot boxes and I'm A-okay. Now, the problem I have is in order to progress in the game, I have to spend money. That's a no-no.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's a big no-no. Now, if that game is a free-to-play game, I don't mind because I didn't spend any money. Obviously, I enjoy the game. You do it like you do it on a cell phone. You can grind it out on a cell phone game and do all the crazy stuff, or you can pay money and progress further faster, but that's your option. But don't make it where I am forced to spend money, because now I got a huge problem with that. Huge problem. Also, you need to make it even where a guy can't start off day one, spend money, and then he's just decimating everybody else. You're going to have to make it fair where this guy has to obtain a certain level before he can use those specific weapons or whatever you're doing,
Yeah, I think that's the issue that, because, Battlefront, Star Wars, yeah. Star Wars Battlefront. That was an issue that they had with that. Like, people were saying, man, you could come right out of the woodwork, just buy this pack, and all of a sudden you got gear that's advanced, and you're already got a leg up on everyone.
Yeah.
And people getting upset about it, because you could actually pay money and already get a couple of levels up, in a sense. But, eventually, but see, like, I still don't even get that point, because eventually, if you play a game, you're going to level up. I mean, dude, I can go ahead and tell people, like, when I play Destiny, sometimes I'm a high level and I got the best guns. I still get owned. Like, our Call of Duty, you still get owned. It don't matter. Like, so if somebody, that's awesome. That they got that far, but I think it's just the way games are going now. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially competitive, people want to advance fast and they don't want to sit there and just grind all day. If they have a chance that you spend, say, $20 and you buy loot packs or loot crates that can advance you to a certain level, because you don't feel like applying the hours it takes to get to that point so you can enjoy the game, then more power to you. Whatever. If that's something that you're going to dive in and play all the time, that's your money. You know what I mean? But yeah, if it breaks the game, like, I feel like that's where those issues are. It's kind of like the gray area, because then it become a point to where things like that are behind a paywall. Like look at any way I can, guys. I'm going to talk about Destiny. I'm just letting you guys know. But say Destiny, for example, they have a gun called a Cold Heart. It's an exotic. Okay. The only way you can get it is if you pre-ordered the game right now. You can't get it by a random drop, anything. Like, it's not going to be available till, like, in December.
Ooh.
For people that didn't pre-order. So if you didn't pre-order the game, like, there's this pretty epic gun, like, it's really good in the raid, like, that you can't even get. Like, you just got to hold off. So it puts you at a disadvantage in a sense, especially if, it's not the next Galahorn or anything, but it puts you at a disadvantage. Because there's something that you can't get that you may need, But as long as it don't turn into stuff like that, then I don't see a big issue with it.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I don't have an issue with it, like you guys said. As long as it doesn't lock something out that you kind of obtain without spending money. I mean, I've never bought them before, really. I think I might have bought a loot crate for Little Bra in Overwatch because he was so, I don't know, he had like $2 in his account or $3, however much they cost. But I mean, I've never had this itch to be like, start playing the game, then, oh, I need new skins. I'm gonna go buy 50 loot crates.
Oh man!
I mean, if they're there and it's optional, that's cool. Because I'll admit, when Battlefront 2 comes out, I might buy a few just to see, because the bra loves Star Wars just as much as he loves PlayStation, and he totally wigged out last night over the Last Jedi trailer, which was amazing.
So good.
But so good. I will definitely look into it. But I mean, I would never all of a sudden just start, go broke and go in the negative buying loot crates. I mean, they're an option. Right. Unfortunately, it's a part of the gaming industry.
Yeah.
Going forward, and I think more and more companies are going to jump on the train because there is people out there that want to spend their hard-earned cash on these loot crates, and if they want to, that's cool. I won't hate on you. I won't make fun of you. It's your money. You worked your ass off to earn that money, and you're entitled to do what you want to do with it.
Here's
on loot crates. By God, spend it on loot crates.
Yeah, here's the problem, guys. Okay, we have to hold these companies accountable because we know without the backlash, without us forcing their hand, they'll charge us $60 for a game, and they'll charge us another $60 just to play it online. They'll charge us another $60. I mean, do you guys remember back in the day when EA tried the whole, if you buy a used copy of Madden, you have to spend $10-15 to be able to play it online? That crap,
online access.
Yes. Again, because of the backlash, they changed that. But again, we have to hold these companies accountable because they're going to ream us if we don't.
You guys remember? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Dude.
I was just saying, that's why we got to hold them accountable.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. Like I was gonna say, like I remember when games used to be like $50, back in PS1, original Xbox, they used to be $49.99, and then I remember I worked at a GameStop, and Mortal Kombat Collector's Edition, I think it was Deadly Alliance, it was the first game gonna push the $60 Collector's Edition. So you paid $50, you got just standard version, or you paid $60 and you got the collector's edition that came with like this coin, and I think it came with like some exclusive stuff for the game. I don't know, but I remember like, man, people getting ticked off about it, because they were like, first it's $10 more, but we're getting like less of a game if they would say, oh, they're basically making us pay this $60 because why would we only pay $50 and get less of a game, And I mean, but that kind of turned every game into $60 from that point on. Like they all went up to that, and then they started the collector's editions, and then now if you look at a collector's edition, like, dude, I bought a Titanfall collector's edition for $250, like because I wanted that statue, like the Fallout collector's edition. With the Pip-Boy, that's the coolest thing ever. I wish I did that, and I didn't. But game prices are getting so high up that I feel like talking about these loot crates, I feel like these free-to-play games are really, like, you look at are really where it's gonna be at, like Fortnite. When PUBG, when it comes out on Xbox, like they're probably I'm pretty sure it's gonna be for a price. All right. But Fortnite is free. And I mean, they'll eventually, charge, maybe for cosmetics and stuff like that, but it's free. So if they have loot crates, one of them does have loot crates and the other one has loot crates, but one of them's free to play. And it's actually a great game. I mean, I can see that because I feel like loot crates go to help make these games better. in a sense, especially for smaller studios. But like you're saying, like EA, like didn't they have like a card system with one of the NBA games, I think, where you basically have collect these cards, um, like back in the day, like upper deck cards, you know what I mean? But they were for the players, and they can be powered up and whatnot, and they increase the playability of your character. I think, I mean, I could be wrong, man, but I could have swore. I mean, but it was like they had it where you could buy packs to do this kind of stuff, and it kind of puts you at an advantage. I feel like bigger companies like that, like Activision and EA, I feel like they would be the first ones to abuse this whole loot crate thing to the point to where all gamers would just be like, we're not doing that anymore. I know.
So what I think is, I have no issues with loot crates for more of an online and MMO type. Something with like a monotonous grind, I feel like a loot crate helps kind of put something new into the game. But when you start putting them into single player games, you start putting them into story driven games. That's like what you're looking at with Shadow of War and possibly Assassin's Creed Origins. I don't know what their loot crates are, but I saw they're going to have loot crates. I think that's where you have to draw the line, because, like, for example, so you can still get the quote true ending of Shadow of War apparently, but it becomes a complete pain in the ass to get it without buying these loot crates. Now that's where I think they shouldn't be messing with your single player game, if that makes sense.
That's like crazy.
Yeah. So you basically, the way from what I read was that you can you can get to the true ending, and there's very challenging battles that are, you can get through them, but with the loot crate they're a breeze. So yes, nothing's nobody's putting it to your head, I guess, but they're also letting you know that. So it's kind of like a like a reverse psychology thing. Like, you don't need them, but I mean, honestly, it is going to help. And I think when you start tying them into single player games, that's when I'm going to have a problem with it. If the endings of games are locked behind loot crates, which is something else I'm hearing. If that's the case, then I think that they've gone way too far. And it's Ubisoft, which is some of you just named as the first company that would dabble in that. And that scares me, because I love Ubisoft and a lot of their stuff. And I'm a big Far Cry fan. And I just feel like now there's going to be loot crates in Far Cry. And unfortunately, it's something I don't see going away. Right. I really don't. Even if everybody complains about it, because everybody bitches about season passes. Everybody does, but they're never going away. They'll just find a new something new to call them. So that, like Battlefront did, or so you don't think it's a season pass. But unfortunately, I don't think they're going away. But I'm cool with them for monotonous games like a Destiny or Overwatch or a Fortnite or something like that. But I don't know. When I see them popping up in Assassin's Creed Origins and I see them popping up in Shadow of War, I don't know. I don't like that. That doesn't sit right with me.
Well, the Assassin's Creed I read today, like they came out and they said that no real money can be used to purchase any loot crates in the new Assassin's Creed, which I was like, no, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah, because it was in speculation, like, what are they going to be doing? Are they going to be doing, like everyone else is doing? But they made it a point to come out and say no real money is needed or can be used to purchase any loot crates in it.
Okay. Yeah, but for a game like that, like Assassin's Creed, where it's generally a single player game, why even have loot crates? It just makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if it has, like, I wonder if they have multiplayer elements in this one, because I haven't heard anything about it. All the other Assassin's Creed had multiplayer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's single player focus.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but
which I'm fine.
I mean, if I don't know, man, like if it's stuff like that, like how Brandon was talking about, like if you're playing, say, Shadow of War, and you don't need loot crates, but they make it almost impossible to the point to where it just makes you want to buy one, to try to get that edge, Yeah. That sucks, man. Like, that is not cool at all, and that's just bad practice, like. And if they're doing it in that game, I mean, it makes me worry about, say, the new Batman and stuff like that. When
God.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
I
Robin.
don't want that.
Alfred, I need a bat crate. Yes, Mr.
Yeah.
Wayne.
Well, you know,
shit, that would be awesome, actually. Oh no, don't tell me that.
with like,
You can get like Superman's outfit and start flying around, and oh god,
now that would be, I would pay for that. I would pay extra.
what
for
have we
that.
done? What have we done?
Don't listen to us. We don't know what we mean.
But see, just make that a cosmetic DLC. Just don't call it a damn loot crate, and I think everybody will be happy then. So.
A bat crate.
Or a bat crate.
Star Wars is doing it. EA's doing real good with Battlefront 2, to where they're not even doing a season pass anymore. Like, they're giving everything for free, which I think is really cool. And like, you know, when everybody's so caught up with the season passes, that's like one of the first games coming from them where they're going to be doing the loot crates, but then at the same time they're not doing a season pass. They're just giving you all the stuff, which I think is really cool.
You know, another thing, if they were to lower the prices of the games and include that stuff, I wouldn't have a problem with it either. You know, sell the game for, let's say a game like Lawbreakers. Okay, that game was like $30. If they had Loot Crate and stuff like that in there, that, you know, I wouldn't have a problem with it because it cost me $30. And it's a full-fledged title for what it was trying to be. I wouldn't have a problem. But if I spend $65 for a game, and then, you know, stuff like that is required, or it's not necessarily required, but it's forced upon me in a lot of ways. It's like, you know, I feel a certain type of way.
Well, you know, like we were talking about Overwatch. Overwatch is like, I play Overwatch, and whenever they do, especially like now they got the Halloween thing going on, like, and they're limited at time, and like if you don't get them by the time they're gone. You know what I'm saying? Unless they're unlocked or something. Like, I don't know of a way to get any of the costumes from the previous time. And even when you go to try to look to buy them, you can only look at them.
Oh.
Yeah, you can only look at them, you know? So I could see, like, I mean, like, so when Halloween comes around, I have bought loot crates for Overwatch because I'm like, if this Mercy costume doesn't drop, which costume doesn't drop, I'm going to throw my PlayStation controller like a.
Did you read my article today?
Yes.
You see the picture of that girl that cosplayed her?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh. Sorry. Anyways, go ahead.
That was amazing.
They know.
But
I love you all.
I mean, like Brandon said, they're not going to go anywhere, you know. So I mean, but I feel like they're just trying to see what they can get away with, like you were saying, Jay. And it's I mean, and eventually, I mean, you remember when Madden, when they were just acting dumb back in the day, and 2K came out of nowhere, and then everybody started. 2K's like, "Hey, we got the best football game for $20." It was like, what? And everybody bought it, and nobody bought Madden. You know, and it really made EA go rethink. You know, they still sold us. I mean, they what did they do? They went out and bought the NFL license. So
they ended up, they bought the license to make sure that
that's dirty.
You know, they basically made it where the competition couldn't beat them again, and that, you know, that stuck with us to this day. You know, like, that's the stuff people should be boycotting.
Yeah, it was shady. Like, but I mean, it was trying to take out 2K, like, said, here's the game. It's the same with the basketball. You know, they try to get them with the basketball, and then 2K is the better basketball game. I mean, they even shut EA out from even producing a basketball game. Like, they had a finished product, and they said, nah, we just kidding. We ain't going to put this out. We'll just wait.
Yeah, see, I saw guys arguing today on Twitter, just like hardcore, you know, if you do loot crates or poison, then no, man, they're optional. Don't worry about it. I was like, dang. And then that's when you said, can we talk loot crates? I'm like, that's what I forgot to mention earlier.
Yeah.
Because everybody's talking about it right now. It's a pretty big topic.
Plus, everybody likes to bitch on Twitter, so that helps.
Yeah, unfortunately. I try to stay pretty positive. You guys know me, but even sometimes I bitch about stuff.
Yeah.
I'm only human after all.
I stay positive too, and what irritates me is that there's people out there who dedicate, and I'm sure that them as people aren't bad, so I'm not knocking their character. I'm just knocking their online persona. But the people that have accounts just dedicated to just shitting on Xbox or shitting on PlayStation all day long, I don't even understand where you have the time to dedicate to do that. And like Jay was talking about her, he's the biggest racing fan I've ever heard talk. And guess what? You can like GT and Forza. You don't have to shit all over the other one. You're allowed to like them both. It just blows my mind that something that's meant to be fun, people get so riled up about. I mean, hell, I collect a paycheck from PlayStation, and I don't get as offended about stuff. Like, it's gaming, man. It's meant to be fun. If you're a gamer and you say that you're not a Nintendo fan, you're full of shit, because we're all Nintendo fans. We're all gamers because of Nintendo. So I don't get it. I have an Xbox One. I don't play it a whole lot, but I played the shit out of my 360. A game console is a game console. A game is a game, regardless of what you play it on. But unfortunately, people's favorite hobbies lately is just bitching. So
I agree. Again, you know what? Everyone know, Bra, Craven, I wake up in the morning and I post some funny stuff to get people fighting, and then I sit back the rest of the day, eat my popcorn, work, and watch the shitstorm brew. So I'll wake up, throw a jab at the Xbox guys, and then before you know it, somebody else will take it up, and then I just sit back and laugh the whole day. I mean, I'm a self-proclaimed troll when it comes to that. I keep it respectful, but it's all about,
what I was gonna say,
jabbing with my Xbox homies.
Here's Jay. Hey, Tim Dog, how about those UK sales of Forza?
Exactly.
Do you guys watch South Park?
Yes.
Jay is Skank Hunt. He's Kyle's dad.
But see, you can do that, and I think it's fine to throw little playful jabs like that. It's the people that get so caught up that you see that one guy. I won't name names. Everybody knows who he is. But he, if you're a PlayStation fan, he says if you're a PlayStation fan, you're a pedophile. And I'm like, really? Really? We've gone to that length over because I like this piece of plastic over your piece of plastic? Like, really?
Yeah. Those are the weirdos that should be shunned out of the industry. They should be called out. They should be blocked from everybody. We know that those are weirdos. But here's the thing, I have Xbox friends. I have PlayStation friends, and they know who they are. I communicate with them. If you see my timeline every day, you see us tweeting each other and jabbing each other all day, every day. It's all playful. It's all respectful. And at the end of the day, everyone knows I'm going to buy every console regardless. Everyone knows, I'm a major PlayStation guy, but I also play on PC. I got a day one Scorpio coming. You can find me on Xbox. You can find me everywhere. So at the end of the day, I have, in my collection, every console that has ever came out anyway. So it's all about gaming. It's all about enjoying our hobby. But being disrespectful and taking it to a certain level, it's distasteful. I don't like it. But, again, I do like the competition. I do like jabbing, on the other side, and vice versa. Sometimes I take L's. It's all about having fun and communicating with the, with people in the industry. I've handed out PlayStations and Xboxes and Switches to different people only because these are, I just enjoy this hobby. This is a way to get out of my reality, which is like work and stressful life on, doing stuff like that. I like to get away, enjoy my friends in the gaming community, have fun, and just enjoy life. But some guys take it personal and they go off on the weirdo stuff. And man,
I mean, I'll admit, when I first joined Twitter and became the Brawl, I mean, I was an extreme pony. I mean, it was, Quantum Broke and sucks.
Quantum Broke.
Yeah,
I ain't never heard that before.
Yeah. Making fun of Xbox gamers, call them, Xbox. I mean, I still say Xbox because it's kind of funny. But I was, a toxic pony. And then I realized, man, why am I doing this? We're all gamers. We're all humans.
Yeah.
There's no reason I should hate the Xbox or hate Nintendo because, it's all about the games. So ever since then, I'm like, hey, man, if you game on PlayStation, hell yeah. If you don't, I think you're missing out on some really good games. But that's your decision. I respect that.
Yep.
And maybe one day you'll see like, the God of War or Spider-Man comes out and you're just like, dude, I got to have that game. That's when you go to my website and I'll tell you all about it. Okay. So
what website is that?
Yeah. www.theplaystationbras.com. All the PlayStation you'll ever need.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful.
But yeah, like I said, I do that podcast with Doc. Everybody knows Doc. Doc bleeds green. He's also one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And you see him get caught up in these people that they want him to, he got a PSVR and he texts me and his followers dropped by like 300 because he bought a PSVR. And I'm just like, that's mind boggling that people are just like, how can you do that? You've betrayed us. Like, what? You guys really need help. So,
dude.
Yeah, it's sad.
Don't you guys remember when the Xbox guys ran out of the community when he finally got a PlayStation? He also started telling the truth about, hey, we need games on the Xbox side and stuff like that. And guys attacked him. They said, "Yeah, Rand, you need to get out of this community. You was bad." Yeah. And I mean, they went after the guy, and the guy has 1 million+ gamer score. He's did more gaming than 100 of them combined. But that shows you the type of guys that are there. It's like, geez.
Yeah, I think most of them though they're all bundled up on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yes. Twitter's just a big cesspool, and they're just all grouped up there, and it makes them seem louder than what they really are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I used to, like, when I first got on Twitter and started trying to get involved, like these people just. The stuff people talk about, like it's the end of the world, I guess. And it's like, it's a video game, but it's like, I was just kind of blown away. So it's like, whenever I get on Twitter, it's just, I have to kind of remove that part of my brain. And like you were saying, Jay, like it's like one of those things where you don't take it serious, but there are those people that do, and they are hilarious when they get bent out of shape. But it's, I don't know, like I think Rand, like I've talked to Doc on Twitter before, Rand, like they're really, like you can tell they're genuinely nice people.
Yeah, Doc's a really cool guy.
Doc's a great guy. Yeah.
Now that we talk, a couple of days a week. I'm like, dude, Jeff's really cool.
Yep. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Cupcake.
He's a big
problem, but yeah, we really get along about certain subjects. So I'm like, hey, that's really cool of you, man.
Yeah, I was lucky when he left that podcast that he was on, that he hit up me and said, let's do a podcast together. And I was like, hell yeah. I was like signing a prize free agent, basically. So I was like, yes.
Well, you told me, like, the past 6 months, like, hey, bro, I'm starting
I'm trying. Yeah.
Will you support me? Will you tell people? Of course, man, anything you need. And then you kept telling me, like, well, maybe next month, or
it took a little bit.
All of a sudden, digital hoarders, like, whoa.
Right. Yeah. Shit, I need that voiceover you just did right there as our intro.
I got a couple of I got a couple of questions while we got our PlayStation guru in the house.
What's up?
You're the god.
Yeah. So PSX. I'm going to PSX. I plan on meeting up with PlayStation Bra and a couple of the other guys, get together and stuff like that. What is your most as a gamer? Take yourself out of the situation, but as a gamer, what is your most anticipated Sony game for 2018 or beyond? Just what's your most anticipated game, whether it's coming out or not?
I feel like I'm in the minority on this. I mean, most anticipated, which I don't think we're anywhere near, is The Last of Us 2, but I think we're a ways away from that. But I would say out of the titles that we've mentioned at E3 the past couple years, the one I'm most excited for is God of War, or not God of War. Here I am wanting to say God of War because I'm looking at your thing. Is Days Gone. That game is so up my alley. I'm really excited for it. I can't stand when people, the people, you'll hear people say I'm burnt out on the zombie genre, and I get that. I'm not personally burnt out on that genre at all. But this game is different. There's a lot of things, and it's not, as some people like to call it, isn't Last of Us meets Sons of Anarchy. It's not that. I am very excited for this game. After that, it's God of War and Spider-Man. But the thing is, like, and that's not to shit on anything, because Detroit Become Human is fantastic, and everybody needs to play that. And Shadow of the Colossus Remastered is gorgeous, and everybody needs to play that. And there's a lot of good stuff coming. There's just a lot of good stuff coming. But Days Gone is my most anticipated Sony first party coming out next year. My most anticipated not Sony first party next year. It's a toss up. Like I said earlier, I'm a huge Far Cry fan, so it's currently, because we don't know a lot what's coming out yet, but it's between Far Cry and Red Dead for next year. Hey, now what was that? So I love Far Cry. So right now, that takes the edge. I do like There's been more Far Cry than there's been Red Dead, so I've had more fun with that series, obviously.
What's your favorite Far Cry title?
Probably, to be honest, probably 4, because I don't know of a game on my PS4 to this day that I've put more time into than Far Cry 4. I played the shit out of that game. I loved 3. Absolutely loved 3. I liked 1. I liked 2. I liked Primal. But Far Cry 4, man, that was just... maybe it just hit at the best time for me. But whew, I was addicted to that game. I just like those kind of games. That Just Cause 3. I absolutely love Just Cause 3.
I need to play that.
Game's so damn fun.
Yeah, my kids play it.
So, we got it for free with the PS Plus, and Little Brawl was like, "Dad, this is the coolest game."
Yeah, it's pretty great.
You can, like, grapple hook goats and launch them off the cliffs.
Yep.
I laughed my ass off. I mean, it's mindless fun. I mean, the missions, it's a little corny, but it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Nah. Yeah. As far as the rest of this year, I know yours is GT Sport. I suck at GT Sports, so I'm not gonna say I'm. The game is gorgeous and it's a great game, but I'm just terrible at it. For me, it's South Park Fractured Butthole is so close. What are we, 2 weeks away? Oh my god, I
can't wait for that game. I started laughing when I found out when you choose the difficult setting. The difficult setting is the black character. It was hilarious. It was something only South Park could get away with.
Yes.
I mean, it made everybody laugh, and I thought, man, that's so awesome. I can't wait for this game.
Yeah.
That has to go down with one for that. Craven, what about you? What's your most anticipated game from Sony coming up? What would something you would want to see at PSX that we don't know about, or maybe come in the future?
Honestly, a PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I want that so bad, man.
Nice.
I feel like when it was on PS3, I just don't feel like it got the justice it deserved. Like, it was such a good game. Like,
you know
fighting
why?
mechanics.
You know why? People are, oh, this is Mario All-Stars clone, or Mario
Smash.
Yeah, Smash Brothers clone.
Well, and that's the thing, like, it was in a sense, but it played nothing like Smash, nothing, and it was so good, and just being able, I mean, you really got to see the characters that PlayStation has, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, in this gen, you look at the characters they have. I mean, man, they could really do a lot with that game. But I mean, it'd be up, like he was talking about Days Gone. The first time they showed that, I thought it reminded me too much of Last of Us, and Last of Us is like my favorite game of all time. But the zombies, the way they crawled on top of each other trying to get at you, I thought that was the coolest thing. I ain't never seen nothing like that in a game. And but the new trailer that they showed, I thought was just surreal. It sold me on that game. Like and then you find out, like, you see what they showed on the stage, and then you find out, hey, you could do this mission and it could be at different times of day, and the weather can be different. It's like so much thought goes into those, like, little details. It's crazy. But anyways, I would like to see a PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale. I would like to see a new Resistance or even a Resistance remaster.
Yes.
Resistance, the first one, is one of my favorite PlayStation games, like ever. Like
First one, really.
To this, a lot of people didn't really like it, but I felt like the guns felt good. I played it online religiously. Like, I loved the physics in it. I felt like the physics were like spot on. Like, and I loved just dealing with them. It was so good.
This is what I hate about Resistance. I hate that when you shot the aliens, they just fell over clunky. There was no like ragdoll effect on them. They just kind of fell over and then they stuck. It just. But I love the game, but I just hated that it was like a cheesier, version of other games that came out. But I enjoyed the story, and I would cry if I found out that we're coming out with a new one. It would be one of those. The guy on the PlayStation is crying. Kratos is crying.
Hey man, real men have feelings, and it's perfectly okay.
Now, you said
Kratos, are you reading the chat?
I haven't yet. Let me.
Justin Bro says you have a Ducati. He says bows to Kratos.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yes, it's a Panigale, $12.99.
I have no love for the Camry. All right, let's do this. It's a 2009, but it's all good.
Whoa,
it's all good. It's all good.
Justin Bro, he was my best man at my wedding, so he knows the real bra. You guys know the bra. He knows the bra.
Yeah.
Hey Thomas, dumbass, get over here.
So you said Resistance as something you'd like to see come back. What would be like some pie in the sky game? Like, doesn't have to be a PlayStation game. Like, what's a pie in the sky game you would like to see come back? Something just you want more of that you haven't had in a while.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I've been burned out on shooters. There's so many shooters out there. That's why I give props to Sony for coming out with just games that are so far out there that I don't think anyone, have kind of thought about. It's a very diverse platform for different genres. The PSVR it gets me over the edge when I'm kind of burned out on the regular stuff. I'll jump in VR, play some Battlezone, play different stuff like that. Even, and shout out to Wolf because he noticed that I got a lot of trophies with Job Simulator.
Hell yeah!
I play it and my kids play it, and
I have that plat.
Yeah, and it's just so fun. It's one of those games. It takes you out of your element. People can sit around, they can laugh, and you can control cook food in a restaurant. You can be a convenience store clerk. You can just be something totally different. And those type of games that you don't have to deal with the everyday hustle and bustle of doing it. It's something fun. It's something for everybody.
Oh man.
Hey, let me interrupt you guys real quick. We got a guest that joined us kind of late, Mr. East London Gamer or Supersonic Wolf, whatever he calls himself today.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, man?
Yeah.
What's going on, bro?
Chilling, man, chilling. Just for jump on quickly, man, interrupt y'all and everything. Give my importance on things. And since you're talking about what would you like to see, I was hoping you would ask me that same question.
Oh, that's everybody, man. Everybody answer that question.
Are we talking Sony or just like
anything? Like for me, my pie in the sky is I want another Manhunt game. I love the Manhunt.
Dude, I was gonna say that, bro. Yep. I was gonna say that. Like Manhunt 1 was legit one of my favorite games. I have it on here. And
so good.
When Jay got done, I was gonna say Manhunt.
Sorry, I just stole your thunder.
No, you didn't. Like, but yeah, like I don't feel like that would ever happen. Like I wish it would.
I was just gonna say, I don't think the industry would tolerate a game like that in this day and age.
It's a tricky thing though because the gaming side of it, yes, but movies have gotten drastically more,
gory,
just visceral. So. Unfortunately, everything pisses somebody off, so it would piss somebody off. I want to see another Dead Space.
It would be so real. It would be so realistic. They wouldn't do like they did on the on the PS2. It came on PS2.
Oh no, right? Yeah.
So obviously the graphics then, I mean, it was, but like now think about it. with PlayStation 4 type graphics,
Yep.
dude, that would be the new Grand Theft Auto of, you would have politicians trying to ban it again and all this crazy stuff,
Well, I think like if it's just not like, I think the thing about the first Manhunt was like the violence, like it was like them making you murder. Like that was the point. Like he's making you murder. Like, and then you play a game, say like Last of Us, like, and it's pretty gruesome. Like the first time you slam a guy's head like into a shelf and you see his head deform or something, like that's pretty hard to watch, And but I mean, when you're talking about Manhunt, the only thing I could think about, because I love Last of Us multiplayer, and I know Rockstar is all into. I mean, look at GTA right now. I mean, it's all online all the time. Like a Manhunt online would be sick.
Yeah.
Like,
or like a Manhunt battle royale, but there's no guns. It's all melee, like just fucking brutal, visceral.
Brandon, just go make this game.
All right. Peace.
Wolf, what's your most anticipated game, man?
Anticipated? This ain't anticipated. It's just something on my wish list. It's something that I hope to see, and hopefully Sony can bring it back. I have the fondest memories with Legend of Dragoon on the PS1. Hopefully they can reboot it. Obviously, a sequel wouldn't make that much sense because it would be like 20 plus years later, so people wouldn't even remember the first one. So if they just reboot the thing or remake it, that would be cool. I would love Legend of Dragoon. Dark Cloud 3, Level 5 said, they want to do it. Yeah. Sony just have to give the go-ahead since they own the IP. So Dark Cloud 3 will be awesome, man.
Do you think, because, I mean, right now, Sony's portfolio, they are literally redoing, I mean, pretty much every game all over again. All the whole Final Fantasy series, all the, they're going back with all the old stuff.
That's the third party stuff though. But like Dark Cloud, that was a collaborated effort. It was a first party game. I hope Japan Studio do make a JRPG on the level of Final Fantasy, like a AAA, big budget, JRPG. I really want Sony to do one of those. Siphon Filter would be awesome. Well, we know Bend Studios are working on Days Gone, so that's pretty much impossible right now because they're a small studio, right? I think they're a studio full of. I heard it was like, well, it was 30, and then I know they got like I think 80 to 100 now, I believe. It's not really a big enough studio to make multiple games. That's why they're focusing on Days Gone, and that's one game I'm looking forward to, man. Like I never seen zombies like pile on each other like World War Z, because that's the vibe I have with this game. So definitely pretty exciting to see, and I would really want to know the story behind that game. It looks like when you look at the trailers that he was with somebody, he had a family or whatever. Something happened. We just have to wait and see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what about you, bro? What's your most anticipated or games that you would like to see?
The Pine and Sky was like FF7 remake. We got that.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god! And then Shenmue 3, we got that. I was like, damn, I can't believe this.
That's what I'm saying. They have brought back the big guns that we
Crash
grew up
as well.
on. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's really kind of hard to say that. I mean, Sony is just firing on all cylinders. So anything you can think of.
SOCOM, I guess.
Yeah, SOCOM would be
SOCOM.
Right now.
You know
That's
that.
all they need to bring back, really.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about SOCOM. I still have that cringe when SOCOM was 4, right? Or what? Yeah, it was 4 on the PlayStation 3. I bought the PlayStation TV. I don't know if you guys remember, but they had the 3D TV. It came with the glasses. It was a 24-inch, I believe. So I bought that. And that game was 3D compatible. So I bought it specifically for that. Well, hell, I bought the game it released, and then the network got hacked. And it went down for the whole summer. So that game was dead. And that was it.
That studio took a hit on that, though.
Yeah, they had a brand new game. They only sold probably 5 copies, and I was the only one to buy, maybe copy number 5. That killed them, and after that, that was it. Zipper Interactive went out of, they closed the studio down, and
didn't they do Mag?
They did Mag, yeah.
Mag.
And that was the first 128 player game.
No, I believe it was 256.
256. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So and I enjoy that game. Hopefully they can bring that back. There's just so many games right now, and it's just kind of hard to think of some of the old ones because Sony has already brought them back. I would like to see a Bully sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The first game, a lot of people passed on that game because obviously, the whole Grand Theft Auto and stuff. So a lot of people didn't get to play it. But that game had the potential to be as big as, Grand Theft Auto and the rest of them. So hopefully they can.
Isn't it on PS4?
Yeah, PS2 and PS4 Classic.
Yeah,
it's on the Classic. It's also on the iPad and iPhone. So
I ain't doing all that now. Just trophies. Need trophies.
Right. I want another Dead Space game too. I'm blown away that they have not. That hasn't gotten the HD trilogy remount. I don't understand that.
What is
all.
up with that, man?
I don't get that at all.
I still love the first one.
Say what?
I love the first one.
So good.
It's a good thing they did take a break with that.
Oh yeah, after 3 they needed a break, but it's been long enough now. Come on.
Even like Assassin's Creed. I mean, sometimes guys, even if they don't make the game every year, sometimes they need to take some time off and let people catch their breath. Because it's kind of like we were talking about earlier, like Forza. If you get a Forza every year, it's like there's no anticipation of it. You know what you're going to get. Take some time off. Let the developers perfect that thing and add new stuff and put a new engine to it and reboot it, and then it'll bring new life to it. So then you can extend it. But
the thing I was gonna say, the thing I love about the Forza Horizon games, by the way, I'm talking about Horizon, is that every game is different. It's in a different location, and that's what I like.
Yeah,
because exactly, different locale. So the regular Forza Motorsport, right? You're gonna get the same tracks. They're just gonna tweak it a little bit, make it look just a little bit prettier, and that's about it.
Yeah, there's not much. There's not much you can do with track-based racing.
Yeah, and they'll just add the cars and tweak the handling, and that's about it. But with Horizon, they make many changes.
No, I hear you. But let me ask you this: don't you think instead of releasing a game every year, especially with racers, because it's one of those things, like I said earlier, the cars don't really change from year to year. The manufacturers change the model of the cars every 4 to 5 years, sometimes even 7 years. So the Toyota Camry that you have right now, that body style is not going to change for another, almost a freaking decade. That's just.
I know it's not really part of Gran Turismo's DNA, but I would love them to try something different, like something like a Horizon.
Yeah,
expand their horizons.
Polyphony Digital is one of those. I mean, they will never do anything else. These guys, they won't pull a Guerrilla Games. They can't, because these guys are car guys. They did try Tourist Trophy, which is motorcycle, so it's always been motorsport. But if these guys came out with a shooter, I would be like, what the hell?
Remember they had Omega Boost in the PS1?
Huh?
Omega Boost. Remember that on the PS1?
Yeah.
I mean, they had that. I guess it's kind of a.
Yeah, but it's still in the same type thing. But again, Wolf, like you said, it would be good to see them do a game like Driver, where it's still cars, but you're still doing something different. That could be something, but I just don't see them going out building something like Horizon Zero Dawn or some other game, because.
No, when I said Horizon, I meant Forza Horizon. Make a game
okay.
like Forza Horizon.
Okay.
Yeah, not really Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
Expand on the horizons and make a Forza Horizon type open world racing game.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty good to see Drive Club add the bikes section. I mean, that was something that was unexpected, and that game is beautiful. It's
definitely.
You know, it's crazy, man. The motorcycles, the physics and everything on it is so spot on. I love that game. You know, it's unfortunate what happened to those guys, but you know.
Yo, you probably saw me on Twitter, J-Dub, I was, basically taking jabs towards Gran Turismo, saying that all these screenshots I'm seeing is, of a car on the hill and, in Venice or whatever, and none of that is gameplay. Where's the gameplay? Like, when I saw screenshots of actual gameplay, like in-game, I was actually surprised. I was like, this actually looks good. Pretty much on par with Forza, believe it or not. It looks that good. Yeah. So it kind of caught me by surprise. Now, I don't know how it plays or whatever, but it definitely looks better than the beta that we saw just a few months back.
I think a lot of people got turned off with the GT Sport beta because, again, a lot of people didn't pay attention to what they said. You know, Kaz said, hey, this is to test our online infrastructure. Since we are focusing on the whole esport aspect, it didn't have all the bells and whistles. They didn't have the damage model turned on. They didn't have, all the polish to shine. There's a lot of stuff they didn't have. And it was only to test and stress the online mechanic. As you guys know, an esports game, an online game, it thrives on its online. If the online goes down or it's crappy, that game is not going anywhere. You have to have it rock steady. So people took the footage of the online beta testing and the alpha build, they took that as this is how that game is going to look. It wasn't impressive at all, and I can admit that. But as closer we got to closer and closer to launch, they started putting the polish in, putting the damage.
Looks really clean. Looks really clean.
Yeah,
man.
And then again, I didn't know what to expect until I loaded that demo up. And when I loaded that demo up, my jaw dropped. I just couldn't believe that they did it yet again. They were able to deliver on and show you why they are the kings of sim racing. And they delivered on the graphical front, the control front, and hopefully they online when the game drops. Hopefully it can hold up to the stress test from having millions and millions of players on. Hopefully they can, and I think if they can do that, the game is going to be really successful. If they fail in the online, if it goes down all the time, and it, if I'm trying to complete a race, I'm in first place, I'm on the last lap, I'm almost there, and my game drops, I am pissed. I probably wouldn't want to play the game anymore.
Look, so, we had to wait 4 years for Gran Turismo to drop on the PS4.
You're right. Yeah, we have to.
Do you honestly, since you're a big racing guy, do you believe that this is the only GT game we're getting this gen on the PS4?
I do. Yeah, I do. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because it's too close for the PS5 to drop. If anything, they're going to...
It'll be a launch game.
Yeah, it's going to be a launch game. Yeah, I do believe that. Now, keep in mind, Kaz and some of those guys at Polyphony Digital, they have said that this game is scalable to 8K, and this game is scalable for the next generation platforms.
That's crazy, dude.
They did say that this was their word.
GT could possibly be forward compatible with PS5.
I'm pretty sure it can. They wouldn't have made that statement.
So let's just say you pop in your PS4 disc in your PS5. You just download the assets, just like the Xbox One X.
Could be.
And then you could make it 4K. Or 8K or whatever.
That'd be crazy.
We could be, but
it'll be a huge download though. But hey,
yeah. Here's the thing though, their DNA and what they've done in the past, it does not point to that. Now, we can only look at the past Gran Turismos. We know that every generation gets a maximum of 1 to 2 games per generation. Well, obviously they released GT6 at the very end of the PS3 generation. So obviously it was going to take some time to get it on the 4, even though I thought they were just going to do a remaster or port it over.
Yeah, I thought so too.
They didn't. They decided to go a whole different direction with this esports type and then the field license. And so they're going balls to the wall, full sim. Now, when PS5 drop in a couple of years, maybe 2019, maybe 2020, They should be ready. We shouldn't have to wait much longer because that would have been enough time for them to do that. Plus, they have all that high-end assets. This is like the base of what the future Gran Turismos are going to be on. They don't have to do as much work. Obviously, the old models like the PlayStation 3 version of GT5 and GT6, that was based on the previous generations of game. This here is from the ground up. They pretty much scrapped everything. So you have 100% super premium cars and none of that. You got premium cars and then you got regular cars that don't have the interiors and stuff like that, like we had with the previous generation.
The Ford Pintos and the Beetles and oh yeah, man.
No. What's okay? We have an expert in the house. He's been pretty quiet tonight. What do you think, Brandon? What do you think? What's your gaming experience leads you to believe on this subject?
As far as do I think this is the only GT?
Yeah. Do you think this will be the only GT in this generation on the PS4?
It's tricky. I mean, GT6 came out at the end of the PS3 life cycle, and that, you said something earlier that contributed to its lower sales, but it's still murdered.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say. I mean, the guys at Polyphony, they do one thing and they do it well. So, they're not, like you said earlier, so they're not really trying to, in my opinion, I don't feel like they're trying to look into other things. Like they're pouring their heart and soul into sport right now, and it's very evident when you look at it and you play it. So, I could very easily see this being the only one, and because it's a great game. So I mean, they're not the kind of they're not going to annualize their product. They take more time on it and make it special and last longer. And like you said earlier, with the DLC and the sprinkling out of cars, who knows how long that's going to last? But maybe that keeps that game relevant for longer.
Yeah.
As opposed to in one calendar year, it's already an old game by then. So.
Yeah. Do you guys remember when they had the online beta racing event when they first debuted GT Sport? They had the commentators and stuff commentating on the races. They're going to have that in this game, and again, it's esports.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're going to have there goes Kratos. He's at this exit. I mean, it's like. I mean, if you guys have ever watched any esports games, they do the play-by-play just like the NFL. NBA, that's the commentary. I think that is so freaking huge in a game like this. That is so freaking huge. And to be able to sit down and watch different tournaments and different races and stuff, I mean, that's something that is kind of unheard of. Now, they have that in iRacing on the PC. That's a full-blown sim. But to have it on a console, it's ridiculous, man. And I'm excited about it,
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, I was I've kind of had my doubts about Gran Turismo Sport. I mean, there's different podcasts I've been like, come on, Kratos, calm down.
Yeah.
But I played the beta for 20 minutes I played it, I was a little surprised because, I mean, go back to 2016 when they first revealed Sport.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was dogging it. The media was just like, it didn't look that good. The sense of speed wasn't there.
Yeah.
And they planned on releasing it, I think, 4 or 5 months later.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, the media dogged it, and they said, wait a minute. This is Gran Turismo. We just can't release this half-assed.
They delayed it for 2 years. It's been 2 years since it was supposed to release.
I mean, that could have damaged the brand tremendously that it could have. I mean, it could have killed it if they released it in the state that they had it at originally.
Yeah, we don't need another Mass Effect type debacle, especially with GT.
But do y'all remember that though? When they
remember
it and the media was sitting there going,
I remember.
Guys,
I was worried.
Yeah.
I was worried. And
so to see it go from that to what I played yesterday for 21 minutes with the servers, I was genuinely surprised. I mean, I was like, okay, cool. They're doing it right.
I think the demo, it put people's mind at ease. Because there was talk before this demo. There was like, man, I think Sony's going to get rid of digital polyphony. They took too long. They release one every 5 years. It's just too long. And, people got familiar with Forza. and they just kind of got hooked on Forza, and Forza's the king and this and this and that, but it shows you, as good as Forza is. Now, granted, I got every single Forza, and I love the game for what it gives me. It's a quick game that I can jump in, put on quick races, and jump out, and not have a hassle. But once I'm in the zone, once I'm in my simulation zone, then I have to have a proper sim. But one thing that I noticed with this game is they delivered on all the stuff that people complained about previously. Obviously the graphics are top notch, but people complained about the sound. They got that right. They finally got that right. People complain about some other quirks and stuff like that, but obviously people are going to complain about everything. You can't satisfy 100% of the people all the time. I think this game is more focused towards the true sim racing fanatic versus the guys who enjoy the Forzas and the Horizons and stuff. This might not be their cup of tea, and I think Sony's okay with that. I think they're okay with that. Again, you have competition. Back then, when the first GTs came out, they really had no competition. They just dominated, and that's why they sold 15 million copies. That's why they sold 12 million copies, because it was the only game that had all the license to all the cars and the vast array and the whole being able to get driver's licenses and stuff, while everybody else was focusing on the arcade. And then Forza came with their simulation aspects and allowed you to change the body kits, the parts, deliveries, and all that stuff. And that brought it to a whole new level. And that made Gran Turismo have to step their game up. So I honestly, my hat's off to Forza, because I believe if it wasn't for Forza, maybe Polyphony Digital would have not done a great job. Maybe they wouldn't have delayed the game. Maybe it just would have been one of those, meh type games.
Do you remember when Forza came out? They had car damage, and Gran Turismo never had car damage.
Yes, never.
And they would say no, they won't allow us to do it because the car manufacturers don't want their cars showing
damage.
off, damage.
Yeah.
But Forza started doing it, and they got the okay to do it somehow, and but it was so cool,
This is
you know when they said that, I am not buying any of it. I'm sorry, I refuse to believe that they could have done it if they really wanted to.
No, it's true, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, it was true. The two car manufacturers that were missing in the earlier Forzas was Lamborghini and
Porsche.
And your Porsche. Okay, so those car manufacturers said that they did not want to see their cars damaged at all. So that, a lot of the Forza games happened that didn't have the Lamborghinis, and it didn't have obviously the Porsches. Later on, over the years, obviously EA got the license to Porsche, which it just gave it up last year. So that's why we have Porsches in the games now. But that was true. And so for a while, you had games that didn't have Lamborghini or Ferrari. And then finally, those guys, they became
but you're talking about two cars. We're talking about a game that doesn't have car damage at all. There's a difference there.
Yeah, but here's the thing, okay? Again, a racing game without Lamborghini and Ferrari is a failure. That you can give that up. Nobody wants that. These are the two top car manufacturers in the world. These are legendary. You can't have racing without Ferrari or Lamborghini. These are the granddaddies of sports car racing. These are the epic. Before you had the Bugattis, before you had the McLarens, before you had all of the these other cars, the supercars. These are the cars. These were the bread and butter racing games, and these manufacturers are legendary in racing. And these guys, they basically call the shots. If you don't have their car in the game, pretty much nobody's going to take you seriously.
I don't know about nobody, but I'll still buy them.
Yeah. Well, I'm just giving you the history of it. But eventually, the car manufacturers became lenient, and they started allowing it. And then, Forza was, hats off to them. They were the first ones to be able to work out a deal where they could add some damage. And then before you know it, you had the full-blown engine damage, and you could basically totally destroy the car pretty much.
Yeah, you can completely destroy it. Like the bumpers can come off.
Yeah, they did that.
The hood, you could even take off the hood as well. Like you crash it enough times.
They did that, and then obviously Gran Turismo kind of followed suit, but
it's much more limited though, right?
Well, a friend of mine was playing it, and he was telling me that he was trying to crash it as much, and he just barely got a few scratches on it. Like he went so fast, and he ran to basically like he was driving towards the wall, right?
Yeah,
at full speed, and then he looked at the hood and like the front side of the car, no damage, just scratches.
Yeah. I mean, you got crumpled bumpers, you got crumpled side fenders and stuff like that. Again, it's
like
it's not...
if I crashed like that in real life, like everything will be broken, the headlights, everything, you name it.
Yeah,
totally agree. But here's the thing, okay?
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't. But here's the thing: in esports racing, in real life racing, the only thing that matters is crossing that checkered line. That's what you aim towards. So the object is to keep you on the track and not from totally destroying your car and stuff like that. Even in like project cars and the settle course and stuff, they have some stuff like that. But again, it's only an amateur would have their car end up that way. Which was part of the reason that they disabled the damage in the online beta that they ran in this past year, and only because they wanted to keep people on the track. They didn't, you guys saw guys going all over the track in the grass and stuff like that. They're hosting the tournament. They want you on the thing. They don't want you to destroy your car. They want you to be able to get back on the track and get across that line. And obviously they're going to ding you for it with your license, and they're going to put you in a level when you race online with other people that are novices. So you're not going to be able to race with the pros and not know what you're doing. So they got the pros racing with the pros, the mid-level guys racing with the mid-level guys, and the casuals, the guys with the online, with the assist turned all the way up, and the guys who play bumper cars, they're going to put them off to themselves. There is nothing more disgraceful than being in the heat of the battle in a race, and then some rookie guy, he's driving crazy all over the track playing bumper cars. I mean, that kills you. And that's why when I play like games like iRacing or simulators like iRacing, they won't let you get your license. You will not be able to race online with higher tier people without having enough races and enough experience under your belt to be able to handle yourself on a track in a friendly manner, in a professional manner. They will ding you for it. You won't be able to race competitively online if you do that.
My best friend, he's a total jerk, and when I've known him since we were kids, man. He's a jerk when we play video games, and when we play Forza, I'm racing for real. He will just turn around without me knowing. Hit me head on, totally cripple my car, and then he will win the race because my tires bent in. Just somehow he would survive, and he would do this all the time. Anytime we played racing games in soccer, he will kick every one of my players I have no players left to play. Everybody's injured. Like, he finds these ways to make me just dislike him. And, when you're talking about, like, the Forza damage and stuff like that, like, that took the enjoyment straight out of the game for me when you got, when I had him checking me, totally wrecking the car to his driving like a shopping cart.
And then he goes and win the game.
Yeah, and he goes to win it. It's like in real life, if you wouldn't turn around like an idiot and hit me head on. Like,
in real life,
Yeah, so but I see where he's coming from about the realism and stuff like that. Yeah, it would be total, but at the same time, like, it just totally throws out fun factor to me, like, the actual driving aspect of it. Like if I don't know.
You know what? If it's Forza Horizon or if it's Need for Speed, I don't mind. Let's just have fun. Let's enjoy. Let's wreck each other. Let's hit nitrous. Let's jump across the freeways. Let's run from the cops. that's good. But this is simulation racing, man. If anybody who watch a GT3 or GT4 race, or a Formula One race, any kind of motorsport racing, for one, you don't have crashes like that. That's people's lives. They die when you have catastrophe like that. You don't try to do that. And if it takes you out of the element. You want to see your favorite racers. You want to see this guy, your favorite team, whether it's Aston Martin, whether it's Lamborghini, whether it's Ferrari, Porsche, whoever. You want to see your favorite, team win. And it's, and I guess maybe I'm coming from it from a realistic standpoint. I understand it's a game, but at the end of the day, they're touting it as a simulation racer, and it's a simulation racer. It's not Forza Horizon. It's not. Not even Forza 7. It's not Need for Speed. It's not any of those games. We have games for those, but these are for the guys who want to invest in the steering wheel or have fun, see what's the fastest time you can get on the track, or whether you can, beat your friend, whether you can post the fastest, whether you can. It's for bragging rights, it's for trophies, it's to see who can win it all. And so that type of racing may not appeal to the masses, but guys in the UK, they are big racing. That's where racing began. So it's a big deal. Yeah,
it's pretty much part of our culture, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, all the legends, that's where it is. I mean, we have NASCAR over here. We have Grand Prix racing over here. We even got, again, like I said, some MotoGP racing over here. But, again, it's typically a UK sport. It's the most famous tracks from Silverstone to Nürburgring to, just all of them. I love it.
So, Kratos, we know what your biggest game is this month.
Yeah, that's mine.
Clearly, we know what your biggest October title is.
Well, Assassin's Creed too. I'm waiting for that game too, man. I think that's going to be. I'm glad they took some time off. Wolf, I know you're glad they took some time off too, and they came back. It looks like that game is going to be a big hit. I know they started talking about the loot crate crap. I hope none of that stuff gets in my way from the story and from me playing. I hope it doesn't get in the way. I don't care about it, but. To each his own. I just want it to be a great story, great graphics, and hopefully it's based on realistic time frames and realistic people and stuff like that.
Dude, did you see that they're gonna have a mode in it to where
history mode or something like that?
Yeah, you just learn. Like you just walk around and learn.
Oh man, that's awesome! I can't wait for that. That's even better. That's sweetened the pot even more for me.
Yeah, when you said that, it made me think about it. Yeah, so you just walk around and you explore and you learn, and you don't have any combat or anything like that.
Oh, that's awesome, being able to do that. So rumor has it that this game could possibly come to the Switch. Thoughts?
What?
Assassin's Creed?
Origins?
Yeah.
Huh.
Any thoughts on that?
I mean, it's pretty well pushing it on the PS4 Pro than the Xbox X version looks.
Yeah, but that's because of the whole 4K thing. So right. I mean, when you take it and down res it to 720p, you probably really don't, need.
What's the power of the Switch? Like a PS3?
No, it's close to the Xbox One.
Okay, so I mean, I guess they could. I mean, it might run a little janky, but I guess they could do it.
They already confirmed. They came back and confirmed it's not coming.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
big. I'm about to say that's recent. Yeah, they. Ubisoft was teasing something coming for Switch, and everybody thought it was that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm about to say, look, okay, anything can happen. Never say never in the world of gaming. But damn, that'd be quite the undertaking.
Yeah. Remember, people were saying the same thing about Gran Turismo. I mean, not Gran Turismo, GTA, Grand Theft Auto. And that has yet to be confirmed, yay or nay, but you just never know, man.
The same guy that that broke the LA Noir rumor said GTA 5's coming to the Switch, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah, I can see it.
Assassin's Creed Origins it's a graphically demanding game. It's too much detail in that game.
Yeah.
And plus the Switch doesn't have a very strong CPU to handle a game like that. That's another thing. Yeah, the GPU is okay and it's next to nearly a teraflop, but how about the CPU? There's gonna be some serious bottlenecking over there as well. If they were to release it on the Switch, there's gonna be so much cutbacks. It's unreal, man.
Well, this part of Egypt's gone. This pyramid's missing. But hey, guys, you'll have fun.
No, but listen, this is okay.
I'm just playing.
This is what I've been like. I'm waiting for that. Okay, I've been waiting for that to be true so far. I've been waiting for that to be true, but none of the games that have released have showed me that. Like, look at games like Doom. Look at games.
Do you know what they can do though? Like, just to experiment a little bit. What Ubisoft can do is release the Ezio collection on the Switch, see how well that does, and then maybe they could try do something with Origins. You know, I guess that's a logical thing to do.
Maybe a spin-off or something. I mean, why not?
Well, that's why I think LA Noire is
test.
Is a test, that how this thing could do if it does well. I mean,
and that's why Capcom are doing the same thing. Like they're bringing in a couple of remasters, like Resident Evil, Monster Hunter XX, or whatever. Exactly. See how well that does, and then in the future they may try, bring more support to the Switch. Yeah, and I think Ubisoft could be doing the same thing. EA are doing it right now with FIFA.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Now, keep in mind now. The Mario Rabbids game is running on the Snowdrop engine, Ubisoft Snowdrop engine, and that's the same engine that ran the Division.
Really? Damn.
Now, if those guys were able to move the Division to the Switch, I mean, first they got to get their whole online.
Yeah, but look, come on, look at Mario, look at Mario Rabbids and look at the Division. It's different looking games,
two different graphic style. I understand that, but the fact that
you could see Unreal look glorious on certain games, right? Unreal Engine 4, and then you see Unreal Engine 4 in a game like Sea of Thieves, and you think, what the hell, is that Unreal Engine 4?
No,
so what I'm trying to say, it's not really about the engine, it's down to the, what the art and everything and the detail that the developers put, man.
Yeah, but the engine determines what all they can add on there. You see what I'm saying? If you take an old engine like the Half-Life engine that's been done for the last freaking 30 years, it can only do the best that engine can do. So it can't do any of the newer effects. It can't do, the new lighting and all the different techniques. But the mere fact that they can get the engine running on it is enough for them to at least play around and get some graphical fidelity out of it. I'm not saying that this game is going to be able to run on there flawlessly or anything. I'm just saying, even if they're able to get a game like that that's built specifically for the Switch, that is amazing in itself. You see what I'm saying?
You'll notice a lot of
purpose-built version of the Division, purposely from the ground up Switch running on the Snowdrop engine.
I mean, I look at what they put on cell phones, and I mean,
it's not that far, right?
It's pretty amazing, dude. Like, you look at, was it Infinite Blade or Infinity Blade?
Yeah.
Like, when that first came out, I was like, what? On an iPhone?
Yep.
Yeah, and it looks insane. I mean, the stuff that they're able to do and just to put on cell phones, like, is insane. So,
Real Racing 3 is a racing game on the iPhone and iPad that will rival Forza. I mean, literally, that game is beautiful with the lighting and stuff and it's a freaking iPhone game. It's made by EA, but still, I mean, I can see within the next 5 years, them being able to
bring them over to the console.
Yeah. Yeah, and vice versa. Not saying that I do want to play those full-fledged titles on my iPhone. I think that's going to suck. But at least the engines, at least be, who knows? One day we may walk in, take our iPhone, dock it to the TV, grab a controller, and be playing it. And our cell phone is actually a console. We just never know what the future is going to bring with a lot of the hardware and the software,
Yo, not to change the topic or whatever, but have you guys even talked about Paris Games Week? Because that's in a couple of weeks' time.
I was kind of going to wait till next week. I mean,
oh, got you. Okay,
we can all talk about it then. I mean, I'm not trying to derail it, your topic, but
yeah,
I want to, but I kind of felt like we already had some topics for tonight because someone asked about it. Someone goes, "Hey, what do y'all think's going to happen?" I was like, "Oh, I want to wait one more week just to kind of get my own thoughts."
Yeah, we could. You never know. We may see a few leaks here and there.
Yeah. Hey, Sony does a pretty good job about keeping their stuff nice and tidy. I mean, there is always some leaks because that's the industry nowadays. But
yeah,
Microsoft had what last year, didn't the whole
thing
conference got leaked, like the day of.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that was a nightmare, man.
Yeah.
Any leak is a PR nightmare.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have good leaks, good controlled leaks. To kind of get people hyped up right before the event. You hear something like
actually whole press conference. Damn.
Well, I believe the Street Fighter 5 leak was controlled.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I was hearing, and people were hyped up about it. And that's why people were more excited to watch I think it was the very first PSX, I believe, right? When they unveiled it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, if I was a big developer and I had some huge game, I'd be like, controlled leak, oops,
Yeah.
I have like an email, like, send all to every gaming website, send all.
Yeah.
To theBRAHs.com,
Now, I want to ask you guys this one question. I want each and every one of you guys to give me your opinion on this. I know it's kind of been trivial for the last year with certain people saying it doesn't matter and the other half saying it does matter. Does exclusives matter to you guys? Do exclusives matter?
They do.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because it gives the console an identity, first of all, and it's an incentive to go out and buy the console in the first place. Hey, I cannot play this anywhere else. If I really want to play Spider-Man, I'm going to have to play on PlayStation,
Yeah.
I think it's very important, man. I just don't believe in, timed exclusives. I don't believe in, like putting it on PC as well and then calling it console exclusive. I don't know. It's just that word has been thrown around so much that I just don't know what to believe no more. Neo's on PC now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing on the actual case, only on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And now it's on PC. So even if it says only on PlayStation, that doesn't mean anything anymore to me.
Yeah.
In this industry, things are very unpredictable now.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, what happens is the console guys started dragging the whole PC into their whole mess, and that's how that became about. PC is in its own lane. It should never merge with the console. It's two totally different systems, two totally different. It's two totally in far ends of the spectrum. They're targeted towards two totally different crowds. It should always stay that way. I hate when someone drags the PC into the console mess and the stuff.
Now here's the thing, Kratos, right? I don't have an issue if, let's just say, if Sony or Microsoft or even Nintendo for that matter, they do like a third-party exclusivity deal with whatever publisher out there, but that publisher also wants to release it on PC. That's perfectly fine, because it's still a third-party game at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
they have the right to release it on wherever they want. But if they make it console exclusive, as they say, whatever, cool. But if you see like a first-party game made by the console manufacturer go to PC, that's when people start to scratch their heads.
Yeah.
Saying, thinking that these guys in it for the long run.
You know when Crap Gamer broke down over Quantum Break?
Yes. When he broke the internet.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh my god, I've embarrassed myself." Like, yeah, you probably did.
Yeah. that was
here's the thing. Like, I don't mean to sound like I'm defending him or anything like that, because I'm absolutely not. I see where he's coming from. You know what I'm saying? I know where he's coming from, but there was a better way to go about it, by saying, "Oh, I'm canceling my pre-order because it's going on PC." that was just very childish. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, because Phil was like, "So you're canceling the game because more people can play it?" Didn't he respond or something like that? Or
Yeah,
he said something along those lines.
Because I do remember the rumors were going out that hey, Remedy are gonna release it on PC and all that stuff. And then I think Aaron Greenberg, he kind of shut it down, saying that no, it's Xbox only. But then a few weeks after that, you had the press release that hey, it's coming out everywhere on PC too. So that's where the outrage, took place with Crap Gamer and that.
Phil Spencer said that, and then everything went black and white, and these shades came down from heaven and fell on his face, and then Thug Life popped up around his chest.
Oh my God.
Hello. That's pretty funny.
Hey, it was still a third party game, but yeah, they published the game, so that's another thing.
Yeah,
I look forward to Remedy's next game, because it's coming to PlayStation as well.
Right.
It'll be the first time Remedy are making a game for PlayStation since I believe is it Max Payne 2? The Fall of Max Payne. I think that was like the last game PlayStation guys got to play from Remedy. And speaking of Max Payne 2, that should be coming out under PS2 Classics on PS4 very soon.
Yep.
According to the ratings board.
Yeah. Thank you guys for spoiling all kinds of goodies. They're always, we rated this game. Oops.
Yeah.
It's not just that. There's quite a few Rockstar games coming.
Yeah, it was 4 or 5, wasn't there?
Midnight Club 3 or something like that. There's a few of them.
Hey, we'll take them.
Yeah, I'll take Max Payne 2 any day. I have Max Payne 1. I still haven't played it. I haven't even touched it yet.
Oh, Max Payne 1 was so crazy. The Matrix to slow down.
Yeah.
That was the coolest shit, dude.
I played Max Payne on PC back when people didn't know what the heck that game was, when it was nothing.
What's a Max Payne?
And I remember playing that game, and I thought it was the best game ever in the world. I wanted to show everybody, but again, back then we didn't have YouTube and social media and stuff like that.
Yo, Kratos, I felt the same way when I first saw Max Payne 1. Like, I remember seeing that trailer for the very first time. I was just blown away by that game. And when I heard that it's coming out on PS2, I think I bought that day one, in fact. Because I just loved the whole bullet time thing and kind of made me feel like I'm in the Matrix and everything. And speaking of Matrix, do you remember Path of Neo?
Yeah.
That game was so dope, man. Damn, I wish they would re-release that.
Yeah, but those ratings did not favor that game.
People were coming.
I don't really care about that. I still enjoy the living hell out of that game.
No, I hear you. You guys have any more questions for Brandon? Let's utilize them.
We'll wrap it up soon. It's getting kind of late.
Yeah.
At least I don't know about you guys, what time you go to work, but 4:30 comes soon.
Yeah, it's 10:30 my time.
I'm going to get ready soon and go to work.
Oh, hell. Okay.
Yeah, no, I slept early today. That's what it was.
Baby duty. I'll go to sleep early, so I'll wake up and take care of the little girl, and you can rest, babe. And
Brandon, prediction. When do you think the PS5 will drop? What's your
you already told us earlier.
Yeah.
January 2018.
That's right.
You know how many heads would explode in anger, and I mean maybe a couple of them will have joy, but in anger.
There is a certain rodent on Twitter that predicts that Sony will reveal the PS5 at 27.
God, if you're talking about who I think you're talking
yes. And one of my friends messaged me. He's like, dude,
God almighty.
There is no way they're going to reveal it. Next year or two, sure. PSX 2017, no way.
Why anybody follows that guy or listens to a word? You know me, bro. I don't get riled up. Like, my God, that guy needs to just retire from Twitter.
I don't think they'll ever show it. I don't think they'll unveil it at E3 or PSX because those events they're just strictly for games, right? I think they're gonna have their dedicated PlayStation meetings that they have, right? In New York City. Yeah, like that. the meeting.
I mean, it's what we did for the PS4. You know, who knows when the PS5 comes? I mean, I think that gaming has grown so much since the time we unveiled the PS3 to unveil on the PS4 that you can make an entire showcase out of a console reveal. You know, so yeah, I agree. I think it would have its own thing, but I think seeing something like the Pro come out is a stopgap, you know, and you can kind of, you know, quote, buy a couple years, in my opinion, before you feel the need to talk about it. And by no means am I saying anything that's I've heard. I'm just speculating.
So we get it. Wink, wink.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, hey, here's why I think though, man. Based on AMD's roadmap, I do feel as though like their next generation GPU is going to be Navi, right? And Navi's coming out really, really soon, I believe. So
you heard it here, guys. Dean
I'm just saying that it's definitely possible. I'm not saying it's concrete. It's definitely possible that we're gonna get Navi and maybe even Ryzen on the PS5, and it could be 10 teraflops.
I'll tell you this. I can predict this. I can predict the PS5 will be $499. I can almost guarantee you that.
All them flops.
Here's the thing that you guys. Well, I'm not saying all of you guys, but like, there's some people out there that are more excited about the whole 4K thing. And for me, it's always been about the graphics. I'd rather developers use all that power and make a game 1080p 60 with graphics like Final Fantasy. You know that film Final Fantasy: The King's Clave? That CG movie. I want to see graphics like that in the game. So I'd rather see 1080p 60 with graphics like that than just 4K. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'd rather see. And that's how I'd rather see developers take advantage of all that power.
Yeah. I have one request, Brandon.
What's up, buddy?
When they're doing the invite list for the PS5 reveal, a certain bra's name needs to be on there because I will give you my address. Heartbeat. I will be there. I will walk there. Okay.
All right, I will remember that.
Yeah. You can't have the PS5 reveal without.
That is true.
The one and only.
That is true.
Because I will cry.
Well, I don't want that now.
and that has
hold my
nothing
hand?
to do with
Of course.
PlayStation.
Yeah. Guys, with games like The Last of Us, with Spider-Man, with God of War, with Horizon Zero Dawn, with the graphical fidelity that Sony is already giving you, can you imagine what the next stuff is going to be? I mean, it's already mind-boggling some of the games that we've already gotten, like stuff like the Gran Turismo's, just the fidelity and the graphics of that, the Horizon Zero Dawns, the Uncharted. I mean, it already pushes the limit of what technology can do and what engines can do and what they can do artistry-wise, as artists and developers. What is the PS5 going to bring to the table that will push that to the next level? I mean...
Well, like I said, I would like to see something like The King's Clave, like graphics like that. I don't know if it can be achieved because it's going to take time, right?
Yeah.
Because the more better the games look, the longer it's going to take to make. So if you want to make a game like a King's Clave with that kind of graphics, then
use another game for an example. Use another one.
Look how long it took to make The Order 1886, and that was only a 5-hour game.
Yeah,
but it took a hell of a long time because they built that engine from scratch, and the amount of detail that they put in the game. And we're talking about mocap, facial animations, everything.
Lighting, yeah.
That game's so good.
I can't wait for a sequel.
I love that game.
I would love to see a sequel on that game. That game has so much potential.
Yeah.
The story was pretty epic. Just when it was starting to get good, they just cut it off. And I was so bummed out by that.
Brandon, sequel, get on it.
All right. All right, so I got to get on. I got to get on that and the
Manhunt.
The Manhunt game. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And Ready at Dawn, they're pretty open. They do want to make a sequel. It's down to Sony to let them go ahead and make it. You know,
Sony said, "Nah, listen, guys, we're doing Knack 2, okay?"
God, man.
Don't knock. Yo, I'm not gonna stand for Knack 2 slander. That game is
No, that game is
great.
Rambo.
It's
Rambo
definitely a
was
good
playing
game.
that game, and he was, and he sold me on it. Like I was
Great.
like, I'll get it. Like I got the first one. I like the first one. I play it in sections.
Much improved, I'll tell you that. Much
Knack
improved.
2's co-op mode is the truth. Okay, I'm telling you.
Well,
It's not
so
even
much
full
fun.
price, so
a lot, yeah, and a lot of people didn't understand what was going on in that game. That was a showcase Mark Cerny delivered because it showed the particle effects and what all the different particles, how they can go away and then come back together. So it was remiss on people as to what they were trying to do in that game. On the first one, people didn't really understand and really know how to look at it and say, "Oh man, that's really cool." Having all of this stuff going over, that was undoable last generation. You couldn't think about having that many, physical objects interacting and the lighting and all that stuff working at the same time and coming back together. But
speaking of Knack, don't mean to cut you off, Kratos, but I gotta give credit to Sony, man, because I remember they announced it at last year's PSX, and they released it 8 months later. When do you ever see that?
Yeah.
So they announced it just last year, and boom, we're playing it right now. So full credit to them for that, man.
Well, one thing I like about Sony, man, they are firing on all cylinders this generation. There is nothing that I'm lacking from them. If anything, I tell them slow down a little bit. My backlog is just crazy. But the mere fact that, I am happy with my gaming experience now with the different platforms, with the Switch, with the PlayStation, on the PC, eventually we're going to get there on the Xbox side. I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. There's a lot of content for me. You're not dry. There's always something to play. And if there's just nothing for you, then you're just not a gamer like that.
Exactly. If you can't find something to play these days, then you need to, reevaluate your interest in the hobby, because every console has something to offer. PC, there is plenty of games to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been the best. It's been the best year, man. Like since '97, this has been the best year in gaming.
Yeah.
Like you see the platformers coming back. You see the races. There's so many races, so many platformers, fighting games, JRPGs. You name it, man. They're all there. I feel like the shooters are taking a little break now, man, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
2017 has been epic. We still got 2 more months to go, man. I mean, what can you say?
Yeah, we still have Star Wars Battlefront, Call of Duty, which I'm not really interested in, but I know there's people out there that like it. But yeah, Star Wars Battlefront is the next shooter that I want to get. And how do you guys like the beta? It looks beautiful on the Pro, man.
I'm having fun with it.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. I'm just gonna wait and see.
Yeah, the arcade mode was pretty fun.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything about the VR mode. I mean, are they gonna do what they did last time?
They haven't said anything about it, so.
Oh, by the way, does the Gran Turismo demo have VR?
No.
They got it disabled.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. It's getting kind of late.
Right.
I mean, thank you for everybody for joining us, and we're sorry for going so late, but we start talking about games, and it's just so hard to stop.
Nerds.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. We start talking, and we just keep going, and we keep going, and we keep going. But what can you say? That's what happens. We love games, damn it.
Yep.
But yeah, you guys can start doing your little outros and tell people where you can find you at, your Twitters, your YouTubes, whatever, Let people know what you're all about. Who wants to start? Craven, go ahead,
Craven.
Oh man. I don't have anything cool. J-Dubs, he's got it all.
I know, man.
I know. So if you want to follow me, I'm at Craven God It's on Xbox, Craven God. On PSN, it's Craven God, and Twitter is Craven God.
Wah, 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 wah. Wah, wah, wah. Again, thanks for rocking out with us, guys. It's your boy J-Dub, aka Kratos, the god of PlayStation. Again, PlayStation Bra, Craven God, guys, it's been another good one.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. You guys, you can follow me on Twitter at JDubCity16. I'm always coming with you guys with the gifts and the memes and keeping you guys laughing. So, make sure you follow me.
Jay, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever customize your YouTube URL?
I did not, sir.
Come on, man.
I know, man. You've been on me for a while now.
I'm just saying, rather than it's youtube.com/124787003.
I'll take care of it.
Kratos 16.
I saw he gave Kratos that Mario hat.
Oh yeah,
that was
Kratos. I was Kratos for a while, and now I'm GT Kratos.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
GT Kratos.
Yeah. Flavor of the month.
Yep.
And what about you, Sonic?
I'm really not into YouTube like that, So I say don't subscribe to me. Yeah, but I do tweet sometimes here and there, so do follow me on Twitter at the East London Gamer. And plus do follow the website, the PlayStation Bras. I had to plug that in.
Yeah,
do check out my reviews on that website. I do enjoy, playing these games and reviewing them. I like to platinum them and review them too, by the way. So it don't get any legit than that.
Hey, I heard you're on Open Critic too.
Well, yeah, I heard that too, and I saw it. I was like, oh, damn, I'm on Open Critic. Well, I'm not. Well, the website is.
Yeah, but you have your own profile. Like when I go there, it has your. That's why I asked for your name that time, because you go to the Yakuza review you did.
Yeah.
You go to it and click on that. That's you, dude. It says,
man.
Yeah, so.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, I'm serious. I mean.
Well, look out for my future reviews. There's going to be a few games I want to review. Shadow of War will be one of them, and hopefully Assassin's Creed. I may review that one too. Hidden Dragon Legend. I'm nearly finished with that game, by the way, and it's an excellent indie. This is one game that people don't really talk about, and it bothers me. But I don't want to rant on about that. It's a great game. Check it out. But do follow the website. Do follow me on Twitter, and add me on PSN. Supersonic Wolf. Put it on the search bar, man. Always down the game and everything. Do appreciate you, PlayStation Bras, for you having me on the show.
No problem, dude.
And yeah, man. God bless.
What about you, Brandon? Tell us where we can find you. Tell us the podcast. Give us the rundown, brother.
All right. On Twitter, I am BMurphy28. PSN BMurphy28. Xbox Live, not BMurphy28. It's Skins O's, because I'm a Redskins and Orioles fan. So SKINSOS. I'm on Twitter a lot. I like I said earlier, I do 2 podcasts. Digital Hoarders with Doc Cupcake and A.Bear. We record every Wednesday night. We do it live on YouTube. We've had some awesome guests. Richard Lico, who is the lead animator behind Moss, the upcoming VR game, but he also was one of the lead animators for Bungie. So he's worked on all the Halo titles. He worked on Destiny 1 and 2.
Nice.
We had Chris Thompson, Washington Redskins running back on. Meredith Molinari is on tomorrow nights. And we got some more guests coming as well. Hip Hop Gamers coming on. So we got a bunch of people coming.
Nice.
So that's Digital Hoarders. You can follow us on Twitter. Digital Hoarders, just replace the E with a 3 on Twitter to find us. And the other podcast I do is called #DadPod, which is me and Alden, same guy from Digital Hoarders, just talking about being a dad in the modern age and gaming with kids and, how did your life change from when how you were able to fit in all the stuff you did before kids and how do you do it now? We've only recorded one of those, but we're recording episode 2 tomorrow as well. So it's a good time. It's a lot of fun. It's a real funny podcast. So you can watch them on YouTube, download them on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, all that fun stuff. So.
Damn, man.
Nice.
You got it going on, Brandon.
I do what I can.
Well, thank you for joining us, man. It means a lot. You know, I know it took a while, but you know, our agents talked, we worked things out, and you came on and you delivered.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's a lot of fun.
All right. Well, everybody, you know, guys, thank you for coming on. All 20 of you. I appreciate it. You guys are always make this fun, make it easy for me.
Yeah.
So all the everybody in the live chat, everybody watching, if you enjoyed it, like, subscribe. You know, just keep on gaming on, bro. Just game on, and we shall see you online. So game on, bro. Later, guys.